Is this thing on? Hello? Welcome to Mid Dice Crisis! Brought to you by a bunch of middle-aged people living their best fantasy lives. -1 for right now. He's gonna be a little late.
The grumpy one, if you were wondering.
The grumpy one? Which one's that?
I was about to say you just need to specify a tad more.
I know at least
The grumpy,
the grumpy furry one. Oh wait, the grumpy feathered one. Feathered.
So, anyway, if anybody watched last week's episode, it was the Easter one-shot done by our glorious DM or dungeon mistress, Edwina.
I will go by Edward before I go by Edwina.
That's fine. But it was a lot of fun. We fought a bunch of zombie Jesuses. And yeah. And if you guys are wondering, because if you didn't watch last week, then yeah, you're probably wondering what happened to his beard. I shaved it off. Watch the episode. It's worth it. It's worth it. So like, share, subscribe on all the social medias, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the TikToks. Thank you. Couldn't remember it. I always draw a blank on TikTok for some reason, though I watch it quite regularly. Anyway, give us a like, share, and subscribe. Also, we love you guys. You guys are fun. We've had a few of you on our show before. We in fact had one of you guys on the game last week for the one shot. So that's always a possibility. And the more you interact with us, the more world building it gives us. And if you give me some creepy, crazy ideas, I might just use them because I'm not above that.
Don't help him, please, guys. Just comment nice things about the game. Don't give him ideas. We got enough trauma to deal with.
Don't even say you guys are pretty and wonderful and kind, because he'll use that. He'll work it in his head and just it'll go sideways.
I just heard somebody say, build an entire town where the buildings are mimics and the ooblex are the population. Stuff like that.
What
That's
I heard
a town
is
I will never go to.
yeah. No, what I heard is if I don't get, if I end up getting treated with a lot of trauma, maybe I'll have to push back the King's Nuts a week and not have them, released next week.
Nobody likes the King's Nuts pushed back. Well,
that's not fair. Nobody likes being put back a week for release. I was just gonna say, no one likes holding back for a week for release. That's what they don't like.
True.
Well, you still got one more week. And then I will be releasing them, and you guys can buy them on our link tree that will be on our Facebook. You'll be able to reach out and get a dice bag that is the King's Nuts and comes with some brown.
You'll be able to hold
inside.
the King's Nuts in your own hands.
The
a
King's
nice
Nut
sack of King's Nuts.
And on that note, not only will you be able to purchase those from us soonly, but you will also see a few of us in the Pacific Northwest area Comic Cons, gaming cons, that sort of thing. We may have a booth, one, maybe two of them, maybe. We're looking into it.
Maybe.
And otherwise, I'll be walking around and I'll have a bag strung over my shoulder, and I'll be handing out little freebies to those who are like, "Aren't you the bald guy that does the weird thing on the YouTube?" I'll be like, "Yes, I am. Here you go."
What was this you were going to strap on?
Thank you for everything.
We'll figure this out.
But anybody have any other announcements?
Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel is the safe word, but you're gonna have your mouth full and won't be able to say it. So without any further ado, let's get on to this week's session of Mid Dice Crisis. Background music. Background music. Background music.
Black Dragon kills us all. We're starting over again.
Yes. Rawr. Rawr. So last time we played the actual campaign, we were down a Daisy, and we were partially down a Haskar. And then we had a week off for the one shot. But for those
We
of
were
you,
back.
a little bit. I'm just saying that we were down, and we went into a bag of holding, and we fought creatures and a bagman, and there was much back and forth, and there were some things snatched up, some things lost. Look at that pout. Look at that pout. And then you all decided, hey, let's go. After a full morning breakfast and some bonding and unfortunate discovery of not quite honesty from Sir Max, you all headed out, and you found ahead of you a lovely village. It's about afternoonish. The trees are green and lovely, but there is snow covering everything in a light dusting. The air is chilly. The llamas are thick with their wool. They are just doing fine. During the travel, you looked around, and you noticed that the sky had been filled with birds all morning. Those are starting to taper off. Fewer and fewer birds are flying in the same direction, but they are all of different types of species of birds. You also notice that the air is a little thicker with buzzing sounds. Bugs that don't normally come out during the wintertime, usually in hibernation or whatnot, they're out as well. But you were coming to the lovely village up ahead. It's quaint. It's a quaint little village. You are entering at the gates, where there is a couple of militia guys, just local guard type. They are wearing clothing that is very warm. They have cloaks over, trying to keep in as much warmth as possible, and they're trying to look more uniform, but it's more of it's almost like the militia people of our world trying to fit in by buying things from different Walmarts. I mean, there's a theme there, but it's not really cohesive. So as you come to the gates, one of them eyes up the group coming this way and sees a very large owlbear.
He's a Goliath.
Oh, he
He's a
did turn
Goliath.
into a Goliath. Thank you for reminding me.
He's a
So,
Goliath.
Yes, a Goliath.
Which is not much better in my opinion.
I mean,
It's a little better.
humanoid is a little more
But
acceptable.
an owlbear, we could just play it off as he's a pet over the barbarian looking Goliath.
Could we though?
As-
Could we really pass him off as a pet?
As you do in the real world, where, oh, don't mind the grizzly bear, he's my
Yeah.
pet. I'm just gonna walk down the street with him.
As long as he's wearing the orange vest.
I should get him an emotional support vest.
You
He can be
should.
my emotional support pet.
You know what? If you work on that before Harry gets here so he can play Scrack, I will allow it.
Just start crocheting.
Knit one, pearl two, knit one, pearl two, knit one.
Emotional support animal. Please don't touch. He might kill you.
Yep.
Yeah. So as
This is all now canon.
So as the emotional support badger and the group, the guard sees you, and they don't make any moves to like pull their weapons out and make a big stand of it. You can see that not only are they wearing these thick wool coats or cloaks, they also have them pulled tightly. Like it's pretty cold, and they don't want to expose themselves. Their noses are red and dripping, like, you know how it gets where you just snot, just no stopping it.
Riona reaches in and pulls out 2 scarves.
What
And
color are the scarves?
Blue and
Too
blue
big
and
of your
green.
ball.
I'm blue and green.
Blue and green scarves. All right. As you approach and you hold these out, they're like, "Hey, what's all this? Where are you coming from? Are those made of wool?"
Made of llama wool, and they're very
Oh.
warm, and you can have them.
Oh, really? Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. You see the hand come out, still clutching with one hand. The hand comes out and like, "Can you help us out? It's cold. We've been out here since early."
I take one of the scarves and help put it around one of the guards while she
Oh,
does
big
the
boy,
other one.
thank you.
Yep. I do the other one.
I
Oh,
snicker
thank
a
you.
little bit, going, "Sissies."
You there, boy. What day is this?
Why, it's Winter Festivus.
Oh, please, for the love of God, do not be a winter festival right now.
It is. Just
Ah.
the person said that.
No.
No, it's not a winter festival. It is a quiet early morning.
Mhm.
And because it is so cold, not too many people are out and about. The stalls you can see just past the gates are, yeah, they're manned, but they each all have little smoke wafting from it, so that the people behind are bundled in their wares. There's different wares that they're selling, but they're all trying to stay warm with their own little fires and their own little stove areas for making some nice tea. The guard looks at you, Riona, and is like, "Oh, bless you. Oh, I can feel my nose. Oh,
Around
so
the
what's-
face. What?
I said, what's your purpose here?
We're getting supplies and then traveling through.
Oh, all right, all right. Oh, oi, Max. Hello. How are
Riona,
you?
I crack my neck and I walk off away from him.
How are you, Sal? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. You're out with this lot. It's kind of a surly look, but if you're with them, I trust them. So everything good? Oh yes, everything's just fine. Thank you. All right, all right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you, lady, for the scarves. You're such a lovely.
I'm glad you like them. You know, it's always nice to do things for others. Walk off.
Max kind of gives a wry smile.
I like a Max going, "Told you, just keep walking by."
You know, you build a bridge. They call you the bridge maker. You feed a town. They call you the plentiful. You screw one thing up.
You hear from up ahead. They call you a bastard.
You killed an entire civilization? They call you the peacemaker.
That's an interesting idea, Mr. Rusty. By the way, Rusty, can you make a medicine check for me?
Medicine.
Before I leave my guard, I show him the state of my shield. I go, "You know anyone that might be able to repair or replace?"
Oh yeah. Go to Bones. Bones. Bowens. Bowens. He's down there. He could probably fix that up for you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
Is that-
you.
That'd be a total of a 5.
A total of 5. Okay. Give me a Constitution check for me, real quick.
Rusty, are you dying and you're not telling us?
Apparently so. 9.
Rusty falls over dead.
So, Rusty, as you have a coat and I believe a scarf, correct?
No.
I believe you grabbed a scarf from Riona at some point.
Oh yes, I did, didn't I?
Yeah. So you are warm. You have your hat on, and you got your scarf on. You got your coat on. You got your little fingerless gloves on. You're just walking around with your pimp cane, and under your gloves, there's an itching sensation. And as time goes on, your hands begin to itch more. Just so you know.
Okay. Do I see anything?
With your medicine check? No. As you enter, you do smell the king's nuts. Smell is just cinnamon and honey and glaze and just making your mouths drool. Oh, so much fluid in the mouth. Anyway, now that you're in here, Max goes, there's a few shops up ahead. I don't come here very often, but most of my things are actually delivered to me. But if you have any needs of a repair or maybe some warmer clothes, I'm looking at you, Haskar. Your arms are quite bare and meaty, but maybe, a fur-lined cloak?
Yeah, I'll make my own decisions. You've made enough bad ones for us for the last couple of days.
True enough. Anyone able to help me down from here, please? He's still on the cart.
Rusty will reach out his hand.
I will offer assistance as well.
Thank you, Sir Rusty. Torsten, big boy. Here we go. All right. How about this? We each go where we need to go. I have some things that I need to pick up, and some arrangements that I need to make. And perhaps we meet back at the tavern. It's called the Filet-O-Fish. Mcdowell runs it.
That sounds great.
Sure, why not?
All right. Well, I'm heading to the I'm headed to the armorer, guys. I have to get my shield fixed.
I'm gonna go to Torsten.
I'm gonna stay with Max.
I'm gonna stay with Max because I'm not mad at him.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Scrack and we're gonna go wander the shops.
All right. You do that. This is a small town, so it's basically just a square. Easy enough to find whatever it is you're looking for. Anybody who is on the streets, you recognize some of the pattern of coloration on some of the outfits that denote that they are guards. Again, just a hodgepodge armor in weird places. You got one guy who has like a pauldron over a knee strapped on. You got a greave over the arm right here. Just not in the. They don't know what they're doing, but they are trying to look tough. So if you have any questions as to anyone or where any shops are, you feel free to ask any of the passerbys. Torsten.
Yes.
You are going to the to Bowers?
Yes.
Okay. Easy enough to find.
Along with Haskar.
Yes. Easy enough to find. You can smell the forge. There's enough smoke and the smell is unmistakable. You hear a little tink 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 tink, and you hear a sizzle as they pour something over the heated metal. Inside, you see a dwarf who is wearing very, very sooty clothing, a leather apron, barefoot, bare-armed. He has big bracers on, and he's working with a hammer that is ridiculously oversized for what job he's currently doing. Ting, 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 ting. Shite. Ting, ting, ting.
I pat Haskar on the back and I say in Dwarvish, nothing beats that sulfurous smell in the forge.
Yeah, I look up at Torsten. I keep forgetting you can speak Dwarvish. I walk over to the Smith and pull out one of my hammers on my mason's kit. I said, "This might be a better option for you."
And who are you?
I'm Torsten. Who are you?
No,
You're
you're
Torsten.
Haskar.
I'm Haskar. Sorry, I'm looking at Torsten as I said it. Shit. I'm confused, is what I am.
I mean, last campaign you kept giving everybody different names, but now you're using party names.
I'm giving myself different names now.
I chuckle and go, no, I'm Haskar this time.
That works.
Right. Hey, how can I help you?
Well, we're here looking for things, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in your shop.
Obviously.
Obviously. He needs a shield, and I'm looking at armor. I'm just wondering what you have available.
Not a whole lot. Put your hammer away. This was my father's, and he worked with it, and he made all these. So that's what I'm gonna do.
So, how long have you been blacksmithing then?
3 days.
Oh, that's been good. Where's your father?
About 6 feet below you.
Condolences. Do you know blacksmithing at all?
Just what I learned from watching. And granted, I wasn't here very much, but town will pay me to blacksmith, so I guess I better learn.
I say in Dwarvish, always remember the old blacksmith's adage, though. All of life's problems can be solved with a hammer. Just make sure you have the right sized hammer.
He kind of leans a little bit towards Oscar, even though you're not quite in the same area. Who's the scrawny human that keeps using our language?
He's kind of a friend of mine, I guess.
You're friends with a racist. Gotcha.
No, he's just kind of pointing out the obvious.
Well, he's acquiring our culture and repurposing it as words of wisdom.
That was an old Dwarvish saying.
Yeah, for dwarves.
You know, other people can learn our language.
Well, anyway, what are you looking for?
What do you have for armor? Actually, that hammer you have is kind of neat too.
I mean, he holds it up. It is very nice. It has a kind of an ebony and silver spiral for the handle, ending in a silver cap, bound with a thick brown leather strapping, and the head itself, oddly metallic looking. I mean, most hammers are, but this one has kind of a sheen to it.
Looks more to be a weapon of ruling and war than one of smithing.
That's what I was going to say.
My father used this for 120 years to make stuff. I mean, everything's for sale. If you want to be a blacksmith, I'll sell you the blacksmithery.
Could I see that hammer?
How much you got on you?
Tell you what, I pull out my maul and hand it to him. I'll trade you hammers. I don't want to keep it. I just want to see what it looks, see the heft of it.
Tall and Skinny made fun of me for using an oversized hammer, and you're giving me an even bigger hammer?
Mine is actually for what I use it for.
Fair enough. Here, one dwarf to another.
Obliged. I hand him my hammer and take the other one. What does it feel like?
Surprisingly light.
I'm like, can I try something just for a moment? You can come with me. I just want to try something.
Yeah. All right.
Walk
Grabs
outside.
the mug, and there's some steaming dark liquid in it. You can definitely smell. It is some of the strongest coffee
take some of that coffee in a minute, but I'll go outside and is there any rocks around?
Yeah, plenty of rocks. One right up at the corner of the shop there. It's kind of where we were planning on putting my father's name and mine. A little design, kind of a sign, because the old one's kind of worn away. But yeah, right there.
I don't go that rock. It's like I might be able to help you with that, and maybe for a trade. I find another fairly big rock and hit it as hard as I can with the hammer.
All right. Roll for an attack.
Okay. On a rock. How about 19? Does a 19 hit the rock?
If you hit a 18 or higher, I was going to let you know something. If you hit 17 or lower, I was going to tell you it's just bounces off and chips out the stone. As you slam down the hammer, as you're doing it, he's like, wait, what are you? And you hit the rock with the hammer. And not only does it spray out bits of rock from the impact, but it has a nice clear tone ring reverberate off of it. And as you hold it in your hand, it vibrates and you can hear a hum. And as you hold it up to your head a little bit, you can hear it. And it's kind of nice, kind of relaxing. As you lower it, the rock itself starts vibrating.
Look at him. This is a good hammer.
I mean, he made all that. Yeah. Granted, I've sold out most of my stock. You won't buy the hammer or not?
Hell yeah. I'll actually tell you what. If you're going to keep the shop, I'll chisel the sign for you.
No.
In part and trade.
Nice. Yeah. Bowers. BOWER''S.
I'm writing it down like in the dirt so I make sure I get it right. What do you want to say, Bose Smith, or what do you want to do with the shop?
I don't have bows.
No. I say his name. How did you say your name then?
Yeah. He walks over and he pulls out this chunk of wood that's all half rotted and painted, is faded. Basically this, Bowers with an apostrophe S.
Okay.
Metalsmiths since 28 BDE.
Done. Are you sure you want to stay in Metalsmith though? I mean, I can put down whatever you want. I mean, what do you want to do?
You said you're a smith, right?
I'm a stonemason, actually.
Potato, potato. Can't be much difference, can it?
Tad, but yeah.
Tell you what, I'll give you the hammer, and I'll even let your friend buy from me if you give me a lesson.
In stonemason?
Well, just how to whack a thing to make it what you want it. Like I said, it can't be that different.
I get out my chisels.
To a dwarf, it's really not.
And I'm like, okay, that's a deal I'm not going to pass up. I get my chisels and I got all my equipment and basically say, okay, well, and start into a lesson in stonemasonry.
All right. Torsten, what did you want to purchase from him?
I was gonna see if he could. I was gonna see if my shield is even repairable at this point.
Okay.
And if it's not repairable, to buy a new one.
So
I look at you and go, don't have him repair this.
So as you are trying to give your lesson, Housecar, I want you to roll a performance check for me.
And I'm doing it with advantage because I do have stonemasonry. How about an 18?
An 18?
Mhm.
Beautiful. So as you begin hammering away on the stone with your chisels and whatnot, kind of making the sign, but with your own flourish.
Actually, 21. Sorry.
21, even better. Making the design with your own flourish. You don't get fancy with it, but there is some traditional like dwarven knotwork put as a frame around the words, and you make some armor and shield and weaponry all at the bottom, incorporated into the logo. And you're trying to describe how this is different from what he's wanting to do. And his arms are folded. His arms are like so much thicker than his whole body. He's just like, And as Torsten walks up, he's like, so I want this shot. Oh, I'm learning. So which hammer, I mean, I see there are different types of hammers, different sizes, but what would you say I should use?
Well, you got to use the hammer to match the weight of what you want. If you're trying to engrave, you want to use a lighter hammer because you need a lighter touch. If you need to split the rock in half, you're going to use my maul over there to split it in half. In it.
All right.
That's how
So
come I offered you the hammer, because you were doing like scroll work and with a hammer that literally should be used for splitting skulls.
and for making armor, hit it as hard as I can with that type of hammer. No. Well, I mean, metal is harder than stone, right?
Metal's harder than stone, but you have to shape the metal. You have to actually work the metal. You almost have to feel what the metal is as compared to just hitting it with a hammer. Anyone can hit it with a hammer.
All right, String Bean, you.
Yes.
There's coffee in my shop. Look around, bring me a coffee, and bring your friend a coffee.
I look up at Torsten and maybe pick up a shield for yourself.
I said look around, I didn't say grab.
I go and I pour two of the strongest, blackest, thickest, longest cups of coffee I can find.
Yeah, almost have to cut it with scissors.
Yeah. And I take a peek around looking for a shield that, kind of matches mine, the typical, Viking round shield.
Yeah, there's round shields, there's a few bucklers, there's a tower shield that is made completely out of metal. Like it's almost as tall as you and probably twice as wide.
Good havens, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be besieging any castles anytime soon.
So
I
there's
had 5 days.
And under a cloth just peeking out on one of the tables, you do see that there is a round shield, not a buckler, a little larger. It looks like it's a smaller shield, but it's about what you're looking for.
More like less of a Viking round, more of like a targe.
Yes.
Okay.
So, as you uncover it, there's even a slot in the center. You can see that there are various spikes. Like there's 5 different spikes that can be screwed into the center.
Fun. I like that. How about a couple of armor plates? I'd like to raise myself up to half plate if I can find some nice armor plates.
All right. Let's see.
All right. Shoulders and some thighs.
All the pieces. All right. So there's a breastplate, metal breastplate. There's a couple of pauldrons. There is a cuirass. So you can, that's all the armor that's in there though.
Okay.
So I just 3 bucklers, a targe, a tower shield, and just that little bit of armor. A couple of knives. Oh, there is one item that looks odd. It's approximately 1.5 feet long. It's thin metal, but it's not just a strip of metal. It actually has a couple of holes in it, and almost a hook at one end. Scrax here, woo!
That sounds like fun. Okay, I know what I'm gonna be.
You gotta
I know
find-
I'm gonna. So, but I bring out the coffee while it's nice and hot and thick and viscous and oily and.
So as you come up to the group, you see Haskar's actually got kind of a weird smile on his face, almost like he's like just thoroughly enjoying just working on rock. Like it's probably the first time you've actually seen him smile. Just to add that in.
Nothing brings more joy than watching an artisan do his thing.
So you're saying don't beat the shit out of it every time.
No, hell no.
All right.
Give you an example.
So finesse.
Let's go into your shop for 1 second. I want to show you something.
Sure.
So we walk in the shop. I grab like the biggest piece of shit metal I can find, whatever it is.
Oh yeah. Plenty of
So-
ingots everywhere.
I grab a big chisel and the big hammer and slam it down as hard as I can on the chisel.
Okay.
Show them how it just basically destroys the metal. Then I get another chisel and get one of the other artisan hammers and like scratch out a small dwarven rune. It's like, see the difference?
So it takes a lighter touch.
A lighter touch with the correct tools.
Are
Are you sure this is what you want to do?
Honestly, I had a dream once. Going to the big city and playing concert piano.
Do you play?
Well, I used to.
Then why are you doing this?
Cause have you ever heard of a dwarf playing concert piano?
You would sell out everywhere you went.
Can you imagine the stage presence you would bring from being a dwarf playing a piano?
Well, these are what we call proctology fingers, big, meaty, and thick. So
And the power you would bring to a piano.
You could build a whole presence around that, and you're going to ruin your hands doing this for any sort of instrument.
I want you to roll persuasion, both of you.
A 23.
8.
So as he's listening to you, he kind of hears Torsten, and he's like, yeah, I would be pretty good. I would.
So and
Yeah.
as he,
You would
But I
rule the
don't
room.
think I'd ruin my hands by doing
as
that.
he says that, I say, hold up your hands. I hold up my hands that are like gnarled and scarred and beaten. I'm like, do you think you could play the piano with these hands?
I've never tried, but I get what you're saying.
Why are you, if you're not happy doing this, we live longer than most of the people in this village.
Yeah, it's just my dad, you know. It's
Be
just,
that as it may, honor him by doing what you love, not what he loved.
honestly, he loved dance.
Okay, then do what you want. Did he like being a blacksmith?
Yeah, he's all right with it.
But did he
Maybe
like it?
does.
Did he enjoy it?
I mean, look around. And he starts showing you some of the things that he worked, which are all very well made.
You can be capable at your job, but if you don't love it, why do it? You have a chance to do something that you love instead of sitting in a hot shop, basically and no offense, but brutalizing metal in your case.
So, the lesson you're trying to teach me is to not go with the sure thing, but follow my dreams, however crazy they may be.
You can fall back on this. If something goes, if it doesn't go, fall back on this, fall back to stonemason, go work in the mines, do something. You can do something else. We're dwarves. We're capable of doing anything. But if you have a shot to do something you love, like I love working in the stone. That's what I do.
All right. Tell you what I'm going to do. Shop is closed, but I'm going to need some seed money. I got to buy a piano. I've got to go get some lessons because I'm a little out of practice. And I've got to have traveling money, right?
How much does a piano cost?
I have no idea. I just know I'd have to go to the big city to find one.
I pull out 400 gold.
Wait. Before you do that, hear me out. Even you, String Bean, kind of liking you now. Not as irritating as you were.
He has that effect on people.
So, I'm selling the shop. I'll just stay in town long enough to sell the shop. All my wares 50% off. And I'll throw my hammer in at you.
I have no use for a shop. I'm a stonemason.
He's
I
going.
didn't say you
he's-
had to buy my shop. I said I'd stay around until my shop was sold.
And I know exactly what I want to buy.
Oh, all right.
This fabulous targe here.
All right.
It's
That's
spiky targe.
all right. All right. Let's see. That'd normally be about 30. Comes with interchangeable pieces. Half off 15.
Wonderful. That I can pay for. Haskar, you might need to spot me.
I give him 15 gold. I'm like,
No. I can pay for this. It's the other things I need that I may need you to spot me for.
What else you need?
These beautiful armor pieces right here,
Mhm.
and that thing right up there. And I point at the long, thin bar of metal with the holes in the hook.
I look up at going, what?
Yeah. That's which armor? He takes the length of metal down off the hook and places it down in front of you with a very warm smile on his face. Tell you about that in a minute. Let's conduct business though. Which armor did you want?
The pauldrons and the breastplate.
All right. Breastplate's gonna come at about 400, but half price 200. That
I
would
look
be
up at
gold.
Torsten going, you're kidding. Right?
Just let me find an abbey. I'll be able to pay you back. No problem. Trust me.
Go on.
Would the church lie to you, Hasgar?
Do I look like I wear any deity insignia at all?
I know where they keep the money. And I have the clearance to go get it.
Out of character laughing, but yes. I in character, I go, okay.
I have the backing of the
God!
church.
Just finish up so we can get this done.
All right. So the breastplates, 200 gold, 15 for the shield, and he slides the strip of metal towards you with a smile. That was made by my grandfather. It really has just sentimental value, really. But yeah, it's gotta go somewhere, and I have no use for it. You take it.
Did you ever see him use it? Did you know what?
Oh, I did see him use it. You're what, like 6, 7 years old?
Close.
Yeah. I know humans age really fast. So
As I keep drinking my coffee, I just keep laughing.
make constitution roll. Anyway. So as he looks you up and down, he's like, well, there used to be nobility that would ride around in full armor, right? And these were called knights. There's still knights today, and they, there's paladins and there's clerics. Those are some sorry sods. But there's others like fighting people. They all wear armor, right? Well, this item was used by my grandfather. He would chase them around wielding this, and they ran in fear because it would take the armor down a little bit by little bit. It's a can opener.
Love it. Love it.
So
this is my new favorite toy.
It is literally a giant metal can opener, and it will drop the AC by 1 point per day.
Medieval can opener.
I think I know exactly what it looks like, Justin, out of game.
Only
Yeah,
works
you
on
should.
metal armor, though, right?
Only on metal armor, yes.
Yeah.
I've only forged a few of those in my time.
Really? I remember.
Just I look around. Is there any other pieces of armor that might actually fit me?
Most are made of general sizes, but there's some greaves that are metal splint mail
Okay.
that are dwarven size.
Okay. I'm gonna grab those.
All right.
And how about these, my friend?
Yeah, those come with the boots. They're good boots, made just a few shops down. Family's been doing it since I was, shorter than I am now. Those boots are probably about 60.
Fair. I give him what, 200, 300 gold plus another 80 for his expenses towards buying his piano.
Oh,
I believe in him.
thank you. You
Don't cry.
don't know how much that means to hear. My father never. You're good. You're good.
I
Dwarven
can't wait
father-
to see you commanding the crowds, my
But
friend.
dwarven fathers are not known for their compassion.
Oh, I know. And we really should change that. Be more emotionally available to our offspring.
Let's not go too far.
I pat Haskar on the back. Yeah. More emotionally available.
Shut up.
All their children, even adopted children.
I grab Torson's shield and I say, hey, let me see that for a second.
My original one or my Tarj?
Your new one.
That would be the Tarj. I hand it over to you.
I need to see your symbol of your god.
It's on the big symbol and it's hanging from my chest.
Okay, I take the one off your chest. I'm going to borrow this for 1 second.
Okay.
And I copy it onto the rim of the top, bottom, inside the side of his shield. And basically I etch it into the edges. And then I grab your hand and take your thumb and cut it open and put it into each emblem. Might help. You never know.
Respecting the old ways. I appreciate it.
That's weird.
We got a thing.
But
It's-
seriously,
it's a thing.
Pascal, I mean, I greatly appreciate you. I'm going to, you know what? I might even close early and track out of here for right now, and scout out something. See if I can find someone who might know how to play piano. But seriously, for your own emotional edification, if you would just become more available in the future. I mean, I feel 1,000-fold better.
I literally step on Torson's foot as he says that and start grinding us. Don't say a word. I'll rip it off. I swear to God, I'll rip it goes off.
I don't even feel like hurting him right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a powerful thing. It really is. Thank you for the hammer. Hopefully you succeed in whatever you're doing. If we're back in town, or if you let us know.
Crying from emotions, I promise.
Try to keep us updated on your progress. We'd love to come and see a show.
Yeah, I think where would be a good, I hear there's some cities down south, huge sprawling metropolises.
Yes.
Yeah, I should check one of them out.
Yes.
All right.
Go command your audience, my friend.
Safe travels to you.
Gonna hook up my goats and take a little trip out there.
I hope you do well in pursuing your dreams.
I don't know what your dreams are, but I hope you succeed.
Me too. Whatever they happen to be at the moment.
As we leave, I go, my dream is to get around the rest of the party as quickly as possible.
As we walk outside, I grab the sign. I'm like, do you want to take this with you just for sentimental reasons, since you're so in tune with your emotions at the moment? Justin.
I'm sorry.
I hand him the sign that I just made. I said, are you going to take this with you for sentimental reasons?
Yeah, I'll put it in the back. It'll be in the cart and I can travel around. You know what? Maybe if I make it famous, that'll be like a showpiece where I started from.
There you go.
Humble beginnings and all. I could get married.
Now you're talking.
You have fun with that. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you, and we wish you the best.
Likewise. Bugger off and don't die.
Same to you.
All right. As you guys are finishing up there, we'll rewind the time a little bit. And Strack and Daisy. No, Strack and Riona are together.
Yep. I'm with my emotional support owl there as a giant Goliath. So I'm walking and I'm holding a Goliath's hand.
Okay.
Which I'm just presuming it's like, even though I'm a human.
Basically, he's still the same height he would be.
Yep. So it's like
just massive. So the shape of an owlbear is replaced by the shape of a Goliath. So you have this enormously, like, think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but big.
So I'm holding his hand
tiny.
In comparison, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just holding his hand so that I know he's there, and if he does change, then I know. I guess I'd have a warning, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Because he only has an hour.
Yeah. Scrack, you are a gray-skinned Goliath, shorn of hair, but you have tattoos, tribal tattoos on you, and you have markings that would show your normal plumage, and a triangle going from the bottom of your eyes to the top of your lip, indicating your beak.
I'm down with that. That all sounds appropriate.
Definitely bear and feather motif.
I do have a list, so we can just kind of fast pass through it.
I don't mind.
All right.
I need to find rations, a new bag, snowshoes, books, and I'm looking for a new necklace because I'm not gonna wear the copycat that Max gave me, but I'm not gonna wear it as a necklace. I'm wearing it on my staff, like it's wrapped around it and just like on it. So the fake one's on my staff, but I want to find a nice, cute necklace. I have 197 gold thanks to fake Busby, so let's hope it's real.
I mean, real Busby wasn't using it anyway, so
yeah. So Now that I know that, yeah.
Yeah. You do find a general goods store. They definitely have some things that would be available, like the rations, snowshoes, because they're in the mountainous area. They
Yeah.
also have warmer attire if you want that. As far as a cart goes, you might have to look around the stable area for something of that nature.
Okay. What about, okay, so at the general store, do they have necklaces or anything like that pretty, something shiny I can spend some gold on to make myself feel better?
I'm sorry, I do not have anything. That would be necklace. I mean, I have trinkets, but they would not really suit you.
So, okay, how much would a big messenger bag be with that has function and pockets? As I pull up my old bag and I start pulling out mushrooms and moss and rocks and wool.
No, not on my counter. Not on my. It's a general store, but generally we stay clean in here. Please put that all back. You want something larger but more portable, is what I'm gathering. I do have one item. How much could you afford?
I can afford 100 gold, and I'm up for bartering as I pull out knickknacks and trinkets and hats and scarves and blankets.
Put it all away, please.
Yeah, why don't you say what it costs? How about that?
I forgot I have a giant Goliath behind me.
And I kind of am doing my loom, intimidate, exuding impatience kind of aura.
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
Yeah, Scrack aura.
Why don't you just go ahead and tell us what you think a fair price is?
I lean back into him, just happy. I'm like, I chose the right buddy.
You did. Make an intimidation roll for me.
Yay, Scrack.
13.
13. Okay. So he's the man behind the counter is older and very uptight in his dress. Everything is neat and perfect and pressed. He sees you, and he's been in this town with some surly dwarves and other traders, so he's not quite impressed by you, but he does realize that you are large enough you could squash him. He looks at you and leans in and goes, "For the price of 250 gold, I can give you this." And with great flourish, he pulls out, fire! He pulls out a haversack. Basically a backpack.
Okay.
For
But
250 gold?
250.
I don't understand.
May I see your very large stick?
No, but you can see this, and I pull out a random book I stole from Max's.
Size matters, my dear. And he walks over and he pulls out like a walking stick that's about 5 feet long. And he walks over to the haversack, flips open the top, and the haversack's only about this deep,
Okay.
about this wide by about yay deep, by about that thick. He opens up the flap and just slides the stick in there with his whole arm.
All right. So it's a backpack of holding.
Okay, backpack of holding.
It's Hewitt's handy haversack, actually.
Handy haversack.
Yes. It is a magical item, one of few that I possess.
How about this? I give you the 100 gold. You hold on to that for me, and I go get the rest of the gold for it. Maybe even you think about giving us a discount, possibly, while I go find the rest of that gold.
I will take the 100 as a place setter. And he reaches out for it.
Give him the small pouch.
Opens it up. Picks up the knapsack or the rucksack and turns around and lifts up a small curtain. There's a cabinet with curtain over it to hide some of the things inside. He pushes away a few things. There's bottles and there's chains and there's other things. And as he slides it in there, he puts the bag of gold right next to it and covers it up. So no one will be tempted to purchase it before your return. However, if someone specifically comes in and asks for it and has the money, I will definitely give it to them.
I think you just bought an hour of my time too. I'll just sit here. Riona,
Thank you, Scrack. Oh, I hug him
Riona,
and
why
I'm
don't
like,
you go get the stuff?
thank you, Scrack. Hug. Don't eat him. And I run out.
As a side note, no, we are not robbing a shop.
Yeah, that's a surprise. That's a happy little discovery there. Thank you.
I mean, I am
Yet.
leaving him alone with an owl bear.
Yeah, true.
Whatever Scrack does while I'm gone is not my problem. And I'm gonna run off and I'm gonna go find, let's see. We're find Hasgar.
Yeah, you better be fast.
Fucker.
Well, no, I thought about it. I was gonna go ask Max for gold, but I'm still not talking to him. So I'm gonna go find you.
Yeah, you got about 45 minutes left of that.
Yeah. I sprint off to find Hasgar, and as soon as I find him, money.
Shop owner is going to look at Scrack. You are larger than most others of your kind, I will say, but you don't frighten me.
Drop it, Scrack, and eat him.
Yeah.
Anyways, Hasgar.
I shake the illusion off.
Oh shit.
I was kidding.
What about now?
Harry,
Riona,
I
as
love you.
Riona, as you leave the shop, the door shuts, and you hear, "Oh God!"
He'll
Lots
be
of banging and crashing, and
He'll
a
be
scraping.
fine, and I just start going and running to find Hasgar. Hasgar,
So Scrack,
I need money. Yes,
Scrack, what are you gonna do?
Just sit there and stare at him.
He is up again on the counter with his back against the wall. He's got one of the walking sticks pointed at you. I will use this.
It wouldn't help if you needed to.
You don't
We're
fly.
just gonna sit around and wait for my friend.
It's not true that you can fly, is it?
It's not true.
Fly. It's true. Fly.
No,
just
I'm
stay
mostly
silent.
good at tearing and clawing.
Which let's say I did say don't eat him when I left to a Goliath, and then he turned into an owl bear.
All right.
Mhm.
So Scrack is thoroughly terrifying a shopkeeper. There is a deafening silence from the shop as you walk away from hearing the screams. So you're like, ah.
It's kind of like Scrack knows what he's doing. We're good. Just
Eventually you will come across Torsten and Haskar.
money.
Do you want to let Rusty and Daisy go before we get into that?
I'll resolve this and get into
Okay.
Rusty, Max, and Daisy.
As we're walking out of the shop, I look at the rock that was vibrating when I hit it with the hammer. What happened to it?
It was just vibrating. The hammer and the rock are no longer vibrating.
Okay. As I walk out of the shop, I'm assuming
There
we're
is a
walking-
fancy hammer.
It is a nice hammer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh, I like it. Let's see what this does. I'm gonna hold on to the hammer for a bit, and as she runs up going, money.
I need gold.
I'm like, for
Come
what?
on.
For what?
I'm buying a backpack. It's a cool backpack, and Scrack might eat this
Scrack.
with the shopkeeper.
Oh fuck.
Money, please. I gotta go back.
I'm
I don't
coming
want
with you.
Him to sell it.
I'm coming with you. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Sprint barefoot through the snow because I didn't actually pick up my shoes yet.
As Riona burns off, I look at Ascar and say, "Good job being more open."
No, shut up.
And I sprint into the store.
So
hi,
as
Scrack.
you arrive at the store, Scrack is still standing there, but now there's like lettuce, some carrots, just things all over his fur and feathers as he's just dead eye locked with this guy who's throwing what's remains of his salad at him. Go away. Go.
I should come around. Hi.
Shoo.
I wouldn't do that.
About time you got back.
I had to find the dwarf. He's somewhere back there.
Listen, I don't care that there's an talking Albert in here. However, he really needs to get out of my shop.
I'll leave now if you give me the bag.
Or
Or I can just leave him here.
still 150 gold. I'm terrified, but I would rather be rich dead than poor dead.
Well, if you want to be dead, I can just leave and let Scrack do whatever he wants.
No, that's all right. I will give you a discount if you get him out now.
How much of a discount?
We'll discuss that after he leaves.
How about we discuss the you're throwing food at me discount?
Can I walk in on this, please? Please.
As you're I was gonna say,
absolutely.
as you're walking in, I have my staff, and I haven't tried this yet, but I want to try it. Produce flame up the staff while I'm holding it. What's that discount we're talking about?
75% off.
Really? How much would that be now?
I'm Math
not-
is really not good in my head right now. I'm terrified and I have
I walk
fire
in going,
and a...
How much gold did you give him?
I gave him 100, and
Good,
he said it
so
was
done.
200. and-
I look over at him going, that's enough, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That includes the boots that I needed, the snow boots. I hold up
It's
my
been a
foot.
pleasure.
As he starts
You've
hemming
earned
and-
our business.
as he starts hemming and hawing, I summon another echo of myself going, you really should just barter with her.
I just smiled.
Just see this. He did wear the brown pants today. However, there's a darker brown stain
Mhm.
slowly spreading down the front.
That's what we like.
I'll go to the counter. Can I have that bag and my snow boots, and we'll head out.
Absolutely. Can he back away so I can get down, please?
And it's the bard. So a
Haskar,
Haskar comes out that's wearing this big poofy hat, got the whole cuffed shoulders, cuffed arms.
I don't
With
want
a
to be a
loot.
sex slave.
Just Scrack, can you take 2 steps back? He's gonna give me the bag.
Thorsten just looks at the real Haskar and kind of raises an eyebrow.
And I look at Thorsten going, it's my feelings coming out. I don't know. Just give her the
So-
fucking bag.
Somebody's inspired.
So as he's trying to get the bag out, the bardic Haskar pulls out a tiny little lute, more of a ukulele, and it's like,
You know what's funny? As he's handing me the haversack, this isn't even my whole group.
no. Just imagine what it would be if your entire group were in a shop.
Yeah.
While you're handing things out, do you have any?
While you're handing things out.
They had potions when I was in the service that were red that helped you regain health. Do you have any of those?
I have 3 potions of minor healing.
I'll give you 25 gold for all 3.
I'm playing with my new haversack. Like,
Mhm.
Take it or leave it, and I'll leave you with him.
And me. Fire.
And the lettuce and the. Really? Did you throw tomatoes at him? How stupid are you?
I don't know much about owlbears, but they're huge.
I look at Scrack going, how did you not eat him yet?
He's
I
dumber
mean,
than he looks.
You
So-
swallowed an entire goat. You can't swallow him?
25 gold for all 3 healing potions. Call
Ah,
it good.
deal.
Done. And
he-
I'll escort
The
the
same flap.
owlbear out.
Yeah, the same flap that he opens to get
Mhm.
Riona's bag. He grabs 3 of the bottles. Some other things fall out. He throws them back in, covers it up. Hands good. Go, go, go.
What was all that?
What was what? What?
All that's behind the cover.
Oh,
Okay, now we're stealing from the shop.
Not yet. I'll pay him for it.
things. But the owlbear is out of the shop now.
No. Oh, you
No,
think?
no,
Okay,
I'm
he's
walking.
leaving.
I'm walking out.
He did his job.
I did my job.
I still have a staff on fire though.
I'm walking out with Scrag.
Yeah. I did my job, which was actually haggle instead of just saying yes to whatever he said.
Nice.
That's a good scratch.
I like it when you haggle.
Yeah. Help! I got a handy haversack, which I'm gonna look
You
that
did.
up now.
Mhm.
If
For
we
100
haggle much
gold.
more like that, they're going to be calling the town guards.
You're not wrong.
So what's all behind the curtain, shopkeeper?
Things.
I pick up the tomato and I sit there and like flip it around and then throw it at him and say, he can come back, or you can deal with me, which is probably not better for me.
As you say that and flick it at him in a menacing way, he looks like he's done with you. He just grabs it in his teeth and bites it in half. Are we interested in things of the darkest arcanum?
Dark are you gonna get?
He looks over at your bardic version. The opposite of that.
It's a broad spectrum, my friend. What do you got?
I have this vial. It's a potion of growth. It works on everything.
And
25
you know that
gold.
from experience.
Yes, I do.
When he bit the tomato, did he have sharpened teeth or regular teeth?
He had regular teeth.
Okay. And what else?
Here's a sheet of chainmail. As he pulls it out, it makes a hiss sound that chainmail would normally make when it scrapes against things. But as he pulls it out and it no longer is touching anything, the hiss continues and there's a slight ringing sound to it. This has not been formed or fashioned into anything. It is just a sheet of chainmail, but if one drapes themselves in it, they are a little more, shall we say, at home in the shadows.
What else?
Puts that away. My last item. Pulls out a box. There's just a small silver orb.
I step closer to look.
That's a pretty marble. What's it do?
Oh. Well, let's say you're in battle and you have the high ground. Simply whisper a word and let it roll. And watch as it grows and your opponents are crushed underneath it.
Indiana Jones ball?
You have issues, don't you?
It is known as the Ball of Indiana.
That's a good guess.
How much for all of them?
Altogether, carry the 3. It's 475 gold.
I lean over to Hasgar. I still gotta find a book and some other stuff. Can you just give me some gold and I can leave?
I give her 50. Is 100 going to be enough?
Yeah.
100 would retire the entire village, but yeah, sure. It's
I
enough.
give her 100 gold, and I'm like,
Ow.
you
I
literally
stuck-
cannot. I grab her arm. I was like, you literally cannot spend this all in one spot.
And she did that.
As she steps out, there's a cotton candy vendor.
That she buys.
I'm gonna run out and yeah, I'm gonna run into Scrack so we can go finish.
This
our
is
shopping.
Jacob. He's a cotton candy vendor. He makes cotton candy for us whenever we want. He's coming with us.
Mhm.
So
How about 300 and we call it good?
350.
300. You don't have many customers that are going to come through and buy those specific items. It's a small town. And you're misplaced.
It is a very small town where most people wouldn't think I would have something like this. That's why I have it.
So again, 300 for all of it.
The bowl and the potion.
No, the chainmail. I have a specific need for the chainmail.
The chainmail and either the ball or potion. But not all three.
How nice is the shop?
It's all right.
Like decently well kept.
Mhm.
300, and I'll make a sign for the front of your shop.
What
Out of
kind of
stone.
sign?
Stone.
Labor in exchange for 50 gold.
I would
Deal.
normally charge someone considerably more. I was like, I don't trust you.
Fine.
I appreciate the offer, but let's just make a mutual agreement.
And what would be the name under this purchase?
Scrack.
Track. 1K or 2?
2.
2Ks.
Scrack.
SKRAK.
And I need you to write down what you want your sign to say.
Ah, very well. Newlands Common Goods. And there's a symbol.
What's the symbol?
What's the symbol?
Ooh, if only you knew.
Damn it.
I asked, what's the symbol?
Oh, symbols something that I have on my sign out there already, and it's just lets the proper people know what my wares are.
Fair enough. I'll have it for you by tomorrow.
No running out. I will hold on to these until the morrow.
No, I'll take the chain. You can keep the other 2 till tomorrow.
Deal.
It was a potion of growth.
It's a potion of growth.
My damn pen ran out.
No.
Potion equal to like Viagra growth?
It does work on anything.
That's what I was hoping for.
All right, cool.
All right.
And actually, once we get back to the tavern, I want to sit there and hang out with the hammer for a bit, twirl it around, see what it does,
All right. Yeah.
play with it a bit. It's a new toy.
It is a new toy. So
Yeah.
now on to Rusty Daisy and Max. Quick question, just a housekeeping question.
All right.
Where are the llamas?
With them, because that's where the cart is.
Okay. So upon getting down and having Rusty and Daisy go with Max, they leave the llamas tethered to a post. Hall is not happy about it. Oates just looks annoyed. They spit at everyone that comes close to them. Wah. So anyway, Max slowly hobbles his way deeper into the town.
I appreciate you walking with me, Rusty and Daisy. Always good to have people that aren't angry with me.
Oh, it's not that. I'm just here to make sure you don't make any stupid decisions.
Ah, yes, I believe I did. And
But I'll do it with a smile.
I apologize, Daisy. I just. Do you know that feeling when you try to do something that you know is the right thing, but you're afraid of what others might think of it?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, I understand.
Yeah, that's basically, and I apologize. I hope that none of that ill will rubs off on you or gets turned in your direction. I apologize. I have an idea as to something I can do to make up for that, aside from be completely truthful from this point on. But I do need some supplies. So if you don't mind, there's an apothecary. Do either of you use apothecary?
Not yet.
Um,
I'm still relatively young.
I work with herbs quite a bit.
Oh, my dear, I know.
Different kind of herbs.
Lovely, lovely herbs.
Lovely
I'm-
herbs.
I make some potions and I can make some healing.
Very good, very
What are
good.
we looking for?
So as you walk into the apothecaries, it is a pungent aroma of all these different herbs and seasons, and there's some really thick overgrowth climbing the walls of various different mushrooms. But he walks up and smiles, and he holds one arm out as the shopkeeper comes around and gives him a hug, and they talk for a second. And after a few minutes, the shopkeeper kind of nods and smiles and goes into the back and retrieves a few pouches. Comes back. Max pays. Is there anything you want to do in this particular shop, or is there another shop that you wanted to go to?
I'd like to look at the mushrooms for a bit.
Sure. Various. There's more of the puffed up type that when you squeeze them, a cloud comes out. There's some poisonous, there's some edible, there's some that are just made for stew for flavoring.
All mushrooms are edible, some of them only once.
Max, can you get me some lion's mane?
Oh, making steaks tonight, are we?
It helps with the brain,
Hmm.
helps clear the fog.
I could use that.
I think we all can after the last few weeks.
Indeed. Deirdre, some lion's mane, please. Thank you.
Is there anything that you two want to pick up from the town?
Deidre, my dear, do you happen to have any of those mushrooms that, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck you up.
The glass case that she's behind, she looks down and smiles really big. There are open boxes with sections in them and little signs and all different mushrooms.
Tell you what, just here's
Let's
10
do a
gold.
couple of ounces of each.
Just here's 10 gold. Surprise me.
Variety pack, dear.
Please.
She looks and she goes, Max, how much do you like these people?
Oh, I like them very much, Deirdre.
Oh. It has 9 compartments with a few ounces in each compartment. They're all different labels.
I suggest starting with the bottom right one.
Fair enough.
Is this a nice, enjoyable evening, or are we going to be running through the the woods like the wolves.
Depends on how much you take, dear.
Oh, Rusty. Let's have a good time.
Just out of curiosity, what phase? What? Oh, yeah, the moons are covered up. Never mind. Never mind.
I did notice that, yes. Strange, this overcast. Not what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not the end of the world.
Well, we should be in waning of the smaller moon and almost full for the large.
But,
Just
my
going
dear,
by the calendar.
the large is always full. But yes, I do know positions in the sky, and yes, you are correct.
So this weekend would be a nice, very nice weekend.
With the temperature the way it is, I would suggest outside, bundled up, around a fire, maybe shackles on your chairs.
We'll see how things go.
She kind of
And
looks.
don't give
from-
any to Renona.
She looks at you, Rusty, and back at Daisy, back at Rusty, back at Daisy.
I always wanted to try gnome.
Well, you know what they say about gnomes.
What is that?
Once you go gnome, no other bone feels at home.
Blush. Max is like,
Yes, we should probably be going. Thank you, Deidre.
Not that kind of relationship.
Oh, he's free. Not now, Deidre. All right. Is there anything that we are looking for specifically? I only have one more shop to go to.
We could
Lead
just
on.
pick up some vegetables and maybe some meat, just so that we have some.
Certainly.
on your way to another shop, there's a few smaller open air carts. But vegetables are kind of hard to come across. You got some hardy potatoes, a few little bits of carrots, some dried barley, that type of thing.
Just some to add in to make a stew.
Yeah, easy enough.
I already got a rock.
Yeah, I think a gold piece would cover a good chunk of vegetables and whatnot.
I'll be right back.
He goes up the stairs to this little, it looks almost like a shack built of white stone. It's circular in build, and the door is almost too small to walk in upright for someone like Max and Daisy. For someone like Rusty, not a problem.
Oh, Max, you don't want to slip. Let me take your arm.
Oh, I only have the one, and I use it to carry my crook in, but or my.
I'll just stand here and make sure you don't slip.
Thank you.
As he opens the door and ducks to go in, you feel this blast of warmth come over you, like it's a furnace inside. And before the door closes behind Max, it's very dark, but you can see a table with a conveyor belt coming out of a brightly lit furnace-looking opening, and an enormous ogre sitting behind the counter.
I am definitely sticking my foot in the door.
Okay.
Wiggle in.
Wiggle check. But yeah, he stops and notices you poking your head in. He's like,
I'm afraid only one customer allowed per visit.
Oh, I'm not really in. I'm just a tip.
From what your friends were saying, just a tip may be too much.
he kind of wraps your foot with his crutch.
Pull it out, wait outside for him.
Yeah. There is chilled, but it feels like it's getting colder. Not warmer with the afternoon. Granted, it is wintertime, but this is a cold that, even though there's no real wind, it just cuts through your clothes. A few moments go by and the door opens up. You see some soot on Max's face and clothes as he comes out, and he's like, "See you later, Petunia."
I trust not.
Booty call.
I'm sorry.
Was that a booty call?
No, Petunia's a dear old friend. Yes, she has a rule: only one customer per visit. She's a little upset that people might not appreciate her enormity.
It's okay. I like chubby girls too. You don't have to hide it.
Oh, I'm not hiding it. Shall we go? Unless you want
Let's.
to go in and talk to her.
Maybe another time.
Very
It's,
well.
it's quite cold.
It is indeed. Since I'm mostly made of bone, I hardly even notice it anymore.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Not really sure. But being all bone can't be bad.
Max, let me take your stuff and I will carry it for you.
Oh, thank you, dear. Very well. I'll
Dusty, do you want to shoulder up too, or you good walking?
Well, I can definitely walk. As cold as it is, I need to keep moving.
Yeah, he has his own scarf. So yeah, he Max hobbles on
to the Filet-O-Fish.
Mcdougal's.
Yes, old dwarf named Mcdougall. He's a character.
You ain't kidding.
So is everybody heading off to the tavern?
Oh yes.
I'm still finishing up shopping. I need to find books and then a shiny new necklace, and I can find that on the way.
All right. So there is a bookbinder. They don't have much stock. It's mainly for repairs, but they do have an interesting one on blueprints, ideas for machinery, something that definitely written by a gnome. They also have a small leather hardback. It seems to be written in Draconic. I don't know if any of you can read Draconic. There's 2 smaller books, and the smaller books are part of a series.
Are they 1 and 2 or like 4 and 5?
Luckily for you, they're 1 and 3.
I need to find 2.
Yes. Don't you hate
Yeah,
that?
I'll buy all of them.
All of them? All right.
All
I'll
of
run
them.
you about 25 silver.
I give them what would that be in gold?
2.5 gold.
I give them 3 gold.
Okay.
And then ask them if they have a good jeweler or necklace person. So
They look around for a second. They're like, well, we had someone who was a silversmith, but he died recently. His son took over the blacksmith portion of the business and is just terrible. Don't really have anything jewelry wise. I'm sorry.
trinkets.
I mean, we got chimes.
Okay. Can you point me in the direction of the fish tavern thing?
Fish.
Filet-O-Fish.
Filet of fishy thing.
Oh, Mcdougal's.
Yeah.
That's the Filet-O-Fish. Yes. Wait, what month is this? I believe his annual special of the Mcdougall Rib Sandwiches out this month. I'm not sure what it's the rib of, but it's very chewy. I mean, it's filling, but you kind of have to wonder what you're eating. Anyway, yes, it's just straight down there, and you can't miss it. There's a big arched bow, golden arch bow with a arrow through it.
Before I leave, I ask them if they know of any interesting shops around here.
Well, the general store has some interesting items.
Been there, done that.
There's Petunia's, but she only takes commissions, really.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, we're a small town.
That's fine. I'm passing through anyways. Just thought I'd ask.
Most people do. But thank you for purchasing the books. Spread knowledge.
As I'm about to leave, I turn and I ask, do you know Maximilian?
Maximilian. I know a Maxwell.
Maxwell, yeah. The dude with one arm and one leg.
Old fella, yes.
Yeah. How long has he been in this town? Do you know?
Oh, a few years now at least. I mean, he's not really in the town. He's more on the outskirts, kind of a hermit, but we see him every once in a while. Why?
I get a weird feeling from him, and he's in my group now, and
Oh,
just asking around.
in your group?
Yeah, I got some friends, and we're kind of traveling through. We got an owlbear, a cleric, a dwarf, a gnome, a thief. I think she's a thief. I actually don't know. I think she's a witch when I first met her. And then now we have, and we've got 2 llamas, and then we have Max with us. And I don't know. He did something that just made me want to not like him.
Oh.
So.
Well, as odd as that assembly is, I'm sorry to hear about Max. I don't know him too well. He seems nice.
Has never heard of any stories of him being an asshole, getting drunk, any like town rumors? Gossip, some tea.
I do know of a Maximilian Graves, but I mean, that's old stories.
Really? I like stories.
Well, I can tell you bought my books, but it's not stories that are from around these parts. There's
slide a gold across the counter.
Just as slyly pulls it back in. The stories I know of Maximilian Graves, I think that's a play on the name. It's supposed to be this roguish, debonair, handsome ne'er-do-well who will steal your heart and your riches. He would do it all for a song. But they say that he was trying to finesse a royal out of her pantaloons, if you will, and it did not end well for Maximilian. They say that he was given the worst sins possible, a royal pedigree and a marriage. Oh, can you imagine living that way? Having someone wipe your own butt? That's terrible.
So he was sentenced to marry a royal person? Not sentenced to, I don't know, body limbs being chopped off?
Oh, no. I mean, he was kind of like every rural area has a kind of a rapscallion who does some crazy things and gets away with it, but this is the one time he didn't get away, and he actually ended up with a happily ever after. But it's just a story.
I enjoyed it. I'm gonna go get me a rib sandwich. It sounds delicious. And who knows, maybe my group has heard this story too.
Okay. Well, again, spread knowledge. I'll be with you.
Toodles. I'll head towards the tavern with that story.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you're heading towards the tavern, Torsten kind of trots up to meet with you, and I hear you've had trouble finding a replacement. So kind of a little red-faced, he holds out a chained necklace to you. It's his holy symbol that he wears around his neck. He says, maybe that'll
Boop the nose. Take the necklace. And the reason I need one is because of this. And I reach in my pocket and I pull out my father's wedding ring and my mother's wedding ring. And I put it on the necklace and I wear it. It's like, I always wear a necklace, but it's usually tucked away. But now that I'm not wearing the one Max gave away, I needed one to keep that close. And I really appreciate that.
Glad I could supply that. And I know things between us have been a little weird. We've never really gotten to really talk or really get to know each other in the past 6 days of insanity that we've been walking this realm.
It's because I thought you were going to kill me. You know, Viking, big scary man. I didn't even care about your scars. It was more of a, you're a Viking. And the stories I've read, you rape, pillage, and kill. You know, it's just...
there's, I mean, when we have to.
And then you said you were a priest, and I
understand.
We'll start over. I'm Riona.
Hi, Riona. I'm Torsten.
Hi, Torsten.
And if I may, would you feel comfortable with me holding your staff for but a second?
Oh, well, if you do try to run off with it, I'll burn you alive in the hand of the
Not
staff.
going anywhere. So I hold the staff and start looking it over, and
you'll see the necklace tied onto it, by the way.
You know, there's a great many pieces of wood out in the forest and the worlds, and there's a great many staffs used by great and terrible wizards and druids and of magic types, and each one of them is very individual in their own way. And what yours shows me, if you look here and here, you can see that I can tell that this is where you hold the staff when you walk, and this is where you hold it when you're in defensive mode, and this is you know, this is how you know where your hands slide up and down, or where you choose to miss this one knot when you're sliding down, because you instinctively know everything about this. You know, I know you've been feeling very uncomfortable away from your farm, but because you've never technically experienced the outside world yet, I'm looking at this staff and I see flecks of wolf hair and dried various liquids, and I know for a fact that you have living llamas and animals that you must have protected from predators of men and animal alike. this staff speaks not of a naive little farm girl. This staff speaks of a woman who is a protectorate, who loves and protects those she loves dearly and with great skill. And so next time you're uncertain about the future, next time you're uncertain about what's going on, just feel the grooves in your staff and know that every choice you've made has led you to where you are now, and you are still very alive, very vivacious, and coming even more into your power every day with this staff in hand. There's something very special about this, and there's something very special about you. Don't ever forget that. And I hand the staff back to you.
Bright Red takes the staff and just, I'll race you to the McDougalls, and then runs off.
You're on it. And I use my much longer legs,
Extremely
just like
long legs.
right past her.
As you all approach McDougal's, Rusty and Daisy and Max already have a very large table. There's food piled up on the table, all steaming, all hearty. There's vegetables and stew and bread, and there's a brisket and just all sorts of just really good home cooking. And as Max sees you come in,
Over here. Hello.
This way, guys, we got wine.
Ah, we do.
I see the meat on the table. I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah, I go sit next to Torsten.
Where's Scrack?
He was with you
I
guys.
was with you guys.
Almost assuredly eating a goat somewhere.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
is he coming inside or is he staying
No,
outside?
I'm not gonna go inside. I'm gonna stay outside. I go to the stables and go hang out behind those.
You're gonna go hang
I'm
out with the llamas.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to sit next to Rusty, in between Rusty and Torsten. Just
Rusty is sitting in a booster seat eating his chicken nuggets.
It does have the little safety belt on it.
This chicken nug nuts.
Drinking my wine.
Mhm. Just a little
that sounds so good right now. Wine and chicken nuggets.
comfort food like no other.
Wine and chicken nuggets do sound good right now.
Right?
This
Some nuggets.
episode is not sponsored by McDonald's in any way.
It
you
just
guys
kind
know.
of went there.
Kind of went there. I'm getting Chipotle, also not a sponsor, but yeah, it is coming up on food time. But as you make your way inside, Max sees you sit down. Where do you sit in relation to Max Riona?
The furthest part away from him, and the necklace is outside of my shirt.
Okay.
Just
So-
a little additive.
Yeah. So he sees this and he kind of smiles and nods. He takes a small pouch with a drawstring on it and hooks it onto his crutch and just holds it out and puts the pouch down in front of you and puts the crutch back up against the table and eats his very soft food because he has very few teeth.
Nom, 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 nom. Pouch, slowly opening it towards Rusty. So if it explodes, it goes towards Rusty.
Cannon fodder. That's called cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Just peek in.
All right. Inside, you see a silver chain and a spiraling bit of metal with small multicolored gems placed in it.
pull it out. What's this for?
It's a custom order. Kind of an apology. It may come in handy someday.
A necklace will come in handy.
Well, I'm used to dealing with people that are well versed in the arcane, and if someone should run afoul of anyone in the arcane, and a spell is thrown in the person's direction, if they wear this necklace once per day.
Out of character, once per day.
Mhm.
If you roll a DC 17 dexterity save, the spell that's thrown at you
Mhm.
will, instead of hitting you, be absorbed by the necklace and then redirected at the caster.
So absorbed
righteous.
and then thrown back.
Correct.
Cool.
Fireball for the win.
So it's a reaction to use it?
It is.
Cool.
But you have to roll a 17 or above.
Dexterity 17 or above.
So you can't just jump in front of a fireball, as Brian suggested, going, haha. No, that's not going to work. I'd have a bad roll at that point.
That's a decent piece of metal right there.
Mhm.
Haskar, speaking of you,
Yes.
your hammer is
Mhm.
a +2 thrower.
Oh, nice.
It has one other ability. If you hit it against something very solid and you roll a DC of 12, it will emit a ringing and vibration. If you hit the same thing that caused it to vibrate and ring, that thing will begin to vibrate and ring and will be weak against your hammer. So you say you have a block of adamantine and you hit it and it vibrates and you roll a nat 20. The hammer itself is also made out of adamantine, so it would break something a little easier, we'll say.
Okay. That's good to know. I like that.
Good against armor, bone, faces.
Small buildings.
Yeah. Bridges,
Nurseries.
nurseries,
Small children.
babies. Pull. Anyway, but yeah, the tavern is it's all right. There's probably about 6 people in total. You've got the bar winch. You've got the barkeep. 4 other people at various tables, all in the middle of their own drinks in the midday. Got nothing else to do, nowhere else to go.
What is our plan?
I say everyone eat, and then I'm going to pose something towards you guys. Just, I want you to have full tummies before I start asking questions.
Oh,
Look, if we're gonna have an orgy, we should do it on an empty stomach.
If trust
Rusty,
me,
we're not gonna have an orgy. We didn't buy that many mushrooms.
as curious as I am, Rusty, it's a little too soon.
Miss you out the
A
room.
lot too soon.
I plop another wine in front of Rusty. Hey, just remember, I'm not that kind of holy guy.
Justin, just curious, what damage does the hammer do?
It's a +2 hammer. It's a D8, I believe.
Like a +2 Warhammer.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure so I can get I'm going to customize it so I can get the stats right now.
Yeah.
So I say, well, after we finish eating, I have to go make a sign for someone, but I'm willing to hear what Riona has to say first.
Don't worry, it'll be fun. It's a game.
Your games scare me sometimes, kid.
Sounds like fun.
Famous last words.
So as you all tuck into your food, we are going to do the same thing in real life. We're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen.
So hungry.
So hungry. Oh.
I've already eaten.
Well, you take a break, Scrack, and let us eat.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Hi, my name's Rusty. Allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a forest gnome. I'm approximately 3.5 feet tall. I have sandy blonde hair and gray eyes. I'm always immaculately dressed, topped off with my signature hat. I enjoy long walks on the beach and talking about my crazy conspiracy theories.
My character, Riona Hyrath, is a human who lives on a little farm outside of Jessup's Nest. She grew up on this farm with her father her entire life. It's always been just the two of them. But a few years ago, he was called to go fight in a war and hasn't returned yet, sending letters whenever he gets a chance. With him gone, Riona has to pick up the mantle and take charge, caring for all the animals on the farm, giving a little special care to her two favorite llamas, Hall and Oats. Over the years, she learned how to crochet and knit as well as make her own yarn. Using her skills, she would sell her products in town, and with any spare coins she could muster, she would buy books. These books told her about adventures outside of the little town she lived in, and she's always wanted to go on her own adventure. But tending to the farm and caring for the house is now her job, and she's content with her job. It's her lot in life, spending her days doing her chores, reading, and waiting for her father to come home. Riona couldn't ask for more.
Dason Stormson, or Daisy to her friends if she had any, left the military because that was a bad decision on her part. Now she traipses around looking for shinies to add to her collection. Unfortunately, however, she did run afoul of the local thieves guild, which left her tied to a post facing a very hungry-looking owlbear. But that owlbear spoke her name. Now, they are the best of friends.
When you first look at Torsten, you'll probably notice that his face looks like it hurts all the time. And it does. Torsten had just taken the oath of Tyr to join the priesthood as an acolyte with a wish to become a full cleric. Then the band of demons attacked. In his zealousness, Torsten painted his face in the pattern of the war clerics and set about to keep his family safe with his faith. Torsten was taken by the raiding demons, tortured at their camp, and given a gift by the demon leader. The once woad-colored face paint Torsten wore is now an abyssal scar burned into his flesh that will never heal. He was sent back to the chantry the next day so the people could see the punishment for having faith in goodness, but it had the opposite effect because Torsten would not cry. He did not wince or shy away when the people saw him. He simply told them that it was his hope and faith in their God of justice that brought him through the darkness, and his scars are proof that hope can endure. Not knowing if his family is dead or alive, his hope and faith will only continue to grow as he awaits the chance to see them again, either in this life or the next.
As Carbone split her hair, Fiery built a hook. I'm a stonemason by trade, fire by circumstance. I don't give much of a damn for anyone, except for to pay me for my trade. With the exception of Riona. She's a good kid. I fought in wars. For my troubles, I got a scar across my right side of my face and throat. That's the reason I talk the way I do, which is hardly at all. I'm done.
We're back. Hello, lovelies. Did you miss us? We missed you.
Did we?
I had food. I didn't really miss much.
I'm full now, so I totally missed you guys.
Oh,
Full of it.
all of it. So, as we are all sitting down having a lovely meal, gift was given. Hopefully, some forgiveness was also given. Maybe.
It's cheap. I put it on I put it on. It's right here. See?
All right.
Right there. At the shinies.
There you go. Food was given, and a proposal was proposed by Riona. What that proposal is, I don't even know. But the food is plentiful and warm, and the serving maid comes up to you. She's a young dwarven female. Her beard is sparse, but it is there. So, she is very young. But she does walk up to Max and nudge him. He's like,
"Oh, yes. One moment."
And kind of messes around in her purse for a second. He's,
yeah.
You see him give coin over.
So, Riona, what was your proposal?
A long time ago, I read this game in a book, and I think it would be fun. It's a group building game. It's called Truth or Drink.
Drink!
You get to ask questions throughout the group, and if you want to tell the truth, you tell the truth. If not, you have to drink. And I feel most of you like to drink, and if you don't like to drink, that means you have to tell the truth.
Look at Torsten.
Looking like dead eye at Max.
I hold my mug up to Torsten going, I'm game, you are?
Oh, I'm this is my kind of game.
Right? I feel like it's a good group building. We can get to know each other and know what we want out of this group. Correct? Right? I mean,
we'll know if all you do is drink, Haskell.
Yeah. And so if it's okay with the DM, general rules, we roll for initiative. Everyone gets a turn to ask a question. They can ask questions of anyone in the group, and that person gets to choose to either tell the truth or take a drink of their drink.
Very well.
Something fun.
It sounds like I just got derailed. Shit.
Pull out 10 gold, kind of like wave it towards the barmaid.
She comes over.
Keep bringing drinks. If it's empty, bring a drink. And I hand her the 10 gold.
Tucks it.
Do you know how many mushrooms you can buy with that?
Rusty, shush.
I lean past Torsten and like, how much of my gold did you spend?
Put the pouch deeper into the corset.
Lass, do you really think that's going to stop me?
Truthfully, no. All right, so
hey,
if it's okay, DM, would you like us to roll initiative so we know what order we're going in?
Go for it.
Joy. This
Yay! Initiative without combat.
Seriously interesting.
Verbal combat is always appreciated.
21.
One moment. Forgot to grab a pen. Okay.
Oh, come on, DM.
Sorry. 25 to 20.
21.
17.
Sorry, Daisy, what'd you say?
17.
Okay, so 20 to 15. Just Daisy.
No, hold on. I rolled it a second time to 7.
Okay.
3 and 4.
All
I
right.
rolled the wrong one.
That's all right. So anybody 20 to 15?
I'm 15.
You're 15. Okay.
Oh, you're a big girl. It'll be okay.
10
be
to 5
fine.
would be Daisy. Rusty.
Oh,
12.
Oh, Scrap doesn't get to participate because he's
Aw.
outside.
Yeah.
I got something planned for Scrap.
he's playing a different game with the llamas. It's called food.
It's called
Not
Eat or Die.
To eat
Never
or
die,
not.
MFR.
9 for the holy man.
All right. And Daisy bringing up the rear.
Woohoo!
All right. Haskar, you are first.
Ask away.
You get to ask the
Yeah,
question because you're
it's a
first.
short question.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
you ask anyone in the group a question, and then they get to choose whether to tell you the truth or take a drink.
I look at Rusty. So, your visions, are these real or is this something else that you have going on?
I look at Daisy. Are my visions real?
I'm going outside in a minute. Yes, they're real. Or at least the one I had to live through.
I never know if they're correct, but they're real enough to me.
I hold up my mug. Fair enough. I take a small drink.
I'll drink too. I like this game.
Good start. Good start. Riona, I believe you're next.
Okay. Daisy. Well, you've been with the group technically longer than any of us now because we were gone for 3 weeks. Why did you wait? You didn't even know us. You knew us 4 days and then you waited for us, but you threw the sack down the stairs and didn't care if it closed. I'm just a little confused. Do you like us or no?
I didn't throw it down the stairs. That's where it was originally. I put the staff in the broom closet. And I didn't have anything else to do. Plus, I was waiting for Scrack.
I thought we left the bag upstairs with you next to the fire.
So- The bag was left upstairs, but after about a week, it was moved downstairs. It wasn't just thrown.
So why'd you put it downstairs?
So I didn't know if y'all were coming back and it was in the way.
So why did you stay if you didn't know if we were coming back? Do you like us?
I was waiting for
I guess
How many questions do you get?
that is true. That is true. Okay. My main question was just, why did you stay? I guess you said you were waiting for Scrack.
Honest
I
answer.
figured out of all of them, he would probably be the one that would make it through.
Who's after me?
Rusty.
Kirsten,
Yes.
do you prefer a stout or a porter?
Oh. Women or drink?
I will drink at that.
Same answer for both. Stout. The stouter, the better.
Torsten.
Haskar. Have any revelations today?
I step on your toe again.
That's
Quite a
not the
feat,
game, good
because
sir.
There
Yeah,
are
the
opposite ends of the
game.
table, and you got a dwarf. So
Nothing that hasn't come up before.
Oh.
But not in current company. How's that? In case you're all wondering, I had a emotional conversation with another dwarf about his livelihood and what he was doing. He really sucked at metalsmithing, and we convinced him to do something else with his life. Since Torsten's going to bring it up and make me look like I have an emotional, hitch. No, I have not. Nothing new came up. This is something that's always been there.
He has feelings.
I've known that.
See?
He's
Asshole.
Hungry, horny, angry.
No, other than just basic grumpiness. He has feelings.
I pat Torsten on the back a little bit more heavy-handed than I should. Like, I don't have that many feelings.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
I hold up my mug and
May your feelings remain as few as your patience.
All
Full of
right.
that.
Daisy, you're up.
Riona,
Why is the rum gone?
It isn't. I paid 10 gold to make sure there wouldn't be no end of rum.
You see her running up. Sorry. Here you go. Here you go.
Yes.
what is the goal besides possibly finding your father for this adventure for you? Because it's changed since we've started.
Has
Or
it?
at least-
My goal is only to find my dad. I mean, finding the orbs is bonus because that's what he's looking for. My
Well,
goal is
more
to find
of-
him.
You were excited to find your dad, the possibility that he's alive, and now you don't seem quite as excited about him necessarily being alive.
That's a question and an observation.
It was a clarification. I just want to make sure that her heart is still in the right place. She's a tender soul. This needs to be a good experience.
My goal is to find him because I can only imagine he's out there alone because he doesn't have his old group with him anymore, right, Max? He was alone when he came to see you.
Yes.
So I want to find him and help him. He's alone. I was alone. You guys came and greeted me through my well, and well, I'm just gonna go find him whether you come with me or not. But I would really like it if you guys did.
Point of clarity, you weren't completely alone.
No, I wasn't completely alone. That
You
is
had
true.
your llamas.
I was about to say you had your stupid llamas.
What was Max's role?
Oh, it was really low.
So
He's
he's
after
next.
Daisy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Heska.
Oh, I believe it's
It's
Lord Maxwell's turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm asking.
yeah, he's asking me.
Oh, okay.
Heska,
Yes.
how well did you know justice in the service?
I kind of pause for a minute and like tap the table and look over at Riona and look back at apparently not nearly as well as I thought I did. And it's hard to remember what I did know.
Your turn.
I look at Max and Max,
Yes.
what is justice? He's not just a normal human.
He is a skilled human. He was my coworker for a number of years, brothers at arms, as it were. What he lacked in ability, he made up for with trickery items. Something of use scurried away in his pouches. I feel that you may not have really known him, but being from the same area that Riona is from, perhaps he took advantage of you.
I look at Riona and say, your father might have more things to answer for than just where did he go?
I'm getting that. I really am.
I don't mind that it brought me and you together. I do mind being lied to or used.
I'm in the same boat. Trust me.
And with the revelations of recently, and I do apologize, my dear, being used and lied to is one of the reasons why we parted company.
I take another drink.
Riona, it's your turn.
Max.
Yes, dear.
How well did you know my mom? Besides the group.
Outside of working together, she was a private person. Very quiet, but she radiated joy. She found a kinship with nature, much as you. As the years went on, she dimmed in her joy, especially after she had that accident. But
You mean the tree where you guys failed?
you keep using that word. I didn't realize we had failed, but thank you for reminding me. But
and he points at your crook.
Yes, that tree.
Oh, is that part of the tree?
It was a branch. She used it to help move after we got away from it. She fashioned it later into a crook.
Oh, Dad gave it to me when I started herding sheep.
It's useful.
Rusty.
Askar. From the moment I poked my head out of Riona's well, you seemed incredibly intimidated by me. Why so?
I fall out of my chair laughing.
I would, but I'm cinched in.
I look slightly down at Rusty, going, I wouldn't say intimidation was the correct word. Not trusting. Not particularly liking. Kind of wanted to hit you with my hammer, but I wouldn't say intimidated. Would you care to rephrase the question now?
The question is not about so much the emotion as to why I invoke it.
I don't have an honest answer for you. I don't know.
I think you left him speechless.
It's just an overall feeling. And gnomes and dwarves don't get along very well to begin with. That might be it, but I don't have many racial prejudices. But I don't know. Maybe
I'm not a racist, but
no, I think it's just more your like, honestly, probably the fedora. If I had to guess anything, it's going to be that. It's just
not a racist.
Stupid hat.
Any improvement?
Better.
I do have a question for the group. I know it's not my turn, but has anyone noticed that Haskar is much more talkative now that his voice isn't all...
There's a reason for that. It doesn't hurt.
I suppose that would be a reason. But maybe you have some expressions to get out. Maybe some emotional baggage to release.
I grabbed Torsten by the throat. What the fuck did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Haskar, drop him.
I didn't pick him up yet.
Drop him. Drop him.
Let go.
Torsten, it is your turn.
I look at you and I'm like,
everybody drink.
Oh, wait. Oh, I've actually never drank before. I'm not going to. I'm going to tell the truth.
Torsten,
I'll drink if Max drinks.
Oh, my dear, last time I drank, it did not turn out well. Well, Miss, what kind of drink is this?
She looks and goes,
It's not bad. It's very low alcohol.
While they're asking their questions, I'm to write down Maximilian Graves on a piece of paper and just slide it over to Max while everyone's talking.
Okay. Thorsten, it is your turn.
Oh, my friends, my friends. Who can I pick on? It's too much power.
Use that power, holy man.
Rusty, you and I have known each other longer than we've known any of these rabble rousers.
True.
What do you think is the future of the Abbey?
Your Abbey?
Well, what was once ours.
I take a drink.
Ooh.
I put my pat Torsten on the back.
And I do
someone.
not make eye contact with him.
I take a nice big drink.
Which would be
myself.
very difficult, by the way.
I know. It's like put the hat.
Next.
Daisy.
Daisy. Yay.
Christian,
Yes,
you're
my
not-
violent hued Lady Satan.
you're not that kind of cleric. How did
No.
you join your order?
It was it was more of a calling. When I, as a young Viking, was sent out on my survival test, I had a moment in the mountains where Tyr himself spoke to me and said, I am to heal, not to bring death. I am to help bring balance and hope. So my path was laid before me very clearly.
Very nice.
But then again, you have to remember, it's Tyr. He's the god of war and justice. He's not the god of, feel good
Daisies
and
and rainbows.
chastity. Yeah.
Puppies and kittens.
Yeah. So I felt he knew who he was talking to, and really it was just proven to me that I had chosen the right path when the demons kidnapped me, yet I lived through it.
On that note, Torsten, what were they identified as any particular order, or who were they? These demons that attacked you?
They were a rampaging group. I don't think we ever had time to really research who they were. Their one and only purpose was to bring pain and destruction wherever they went. And they had a leader that was twisted and vile and flabby, disgusting, and I can't wait to kill him with my own two hands.
Flabby, vile. I may. Haskar, you're next.
As he starts digging through his pouch, trying to find something.
Okay, Rusty. Since we've met, you've nonstop been trying to get under my skin. Why?
It's easy.
No, it's not. My reaction's the same always. What good does it do?
Simple. You are very quick to anger, and I am quick to forgive.
Like a child poking a dad.
Uh-huh.
Did you say forgive or forget?
And forgive. I forgive him for being an asshole, for he knows not what he does.
See, that's where you're wrong.
Are you?
I do.
See, he's getting angry.
No, this is fact. I
Take
do
a
know what I
drink.
do.
Push. What's this big old red
Don't
shiny
poke the
button right here?
dwarf
Boop,
or-
boop, boop, boop.
Just
That's all.
Next would be Riona.
Oh, okay. I turn and I look at Hasgar. As my friend, not as someone my father sent, not as Hasgar, who you are. If I asked you to come with me and find my father and my orbs as my friend, am I going to be able to trust you to do that? As my friend, not as what my father sent.
I'm going to answer that in two.
Say that
separate
again.
Two separate answers. First off, your father can bite me. So the only reason I'm here is because I'm your friend. And I thought that's what we were already doing, was trying to find your father and yours.
Yes, but I'm a little I don't like Snowball, and I don't like that Snowball's sitting in your pack.
That's fair enough.
And so I want to make sure that we're okay, and that I don't have to kill you in your sleep.
I haven't killed Rusty yet, so nothing horrible has happened.
You can't kill me.
You actually can't kill him. He's like a really good friend now.
I
If you
haven't
kill
killed
him,
I haven't killed Max yet. How's that?
Oh, I didn't know I was a target.
your target got a little smaller as I twiddled the necklace.
Yes, I will always be here to protect you. Nothing's changed about that. That's the only reason I'm with. No offense to, and I look at Torsten. These people, Scrack's all right.
Well, I can just imagine we hear this loud scrack from outside as he's eating the goats.
Oh God! Why is there a bear here? Oh God! It's an owl bear.
If it wasn't for you, I would still be back at home in my shop. Is that a good enough answer, or do you want more?
It is, and no, that's a good answer.
Daisy, who or what is your grandmother?
Ooh,
Nice one.
this should be fun.
I can honestly tell you she's not related to me.
That's not surprising.
She takes a big long drink.
That would not be surprising.
I don't know. I know she has been there and where we live for, well, longer than any of us have been alive. And that she is where I am supposed to be. And she is who sends me out to find what I'm supposed to find. But Max may be able to answer that question. He seems to know her.
Oh,
That is true.
it's
Or
not
at least of her.
not your turn yet, Daisy.
Oh, well, we'll come
Actually-
back to that then.
Torsten's turn.
No, it's not.
Well, it's Haskar, Riona, Rusty, Torsten, Daisy.
Oh,
Me.
sorry.
Are you drinking more than you're supposed to?
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be.
You see a very tired looking female dwarf standing there with 3 empty pitchers and 1 half full.
I thought that was out of character right then. Just
I thought we were drinking with all the questions. That's silly me.
Drinking just the right amount.
Well, let's see. Who have I not spoken with? Rihanna, darling. If I may be so bold, I'm sure you've seen that my spell casting abilities as of late have been a little unimpressive, not working.
You're feeling a little limp.
Something.
Ouch.
Inadequate.
Something to that
Up to performance value.
Let's. You know what?
Let's all drink for that one.
Expecto.
Yeah.
How are you handling it, dear?
Produce flame. And I put my hand out. I put my hands out. Is there a worm moving in my hand that I can point out to them?
Make a perception.
Oh, that's right. I'm using my phone because my computer's too slow. Okay, perception. That's +8.
Dang.
Yeah,
I say perception,
wise.
like shit.
I'm wise as fuck, people. So that's
14.
14. Yeah, 6 + 8, 14.
14. You produce flames like this, and you kind of point your hands towards yourself, and you just see the fire, but no squiggles at the time.
Rusty and me saw a worm in my hands, and it's freaking me out. Magic's been a little weird for me. I can't druidcraft unless I kill the earth. I don't even know if I can shift into an animal. I haven't tried. I'm a little scared after, shifting into an elemental, as Rusty pointed out. I didn't even know I could do that. So I haven't changed into an animal because I'm too scared of what will happen.
Fair enough.
Just so the rest of you non-magic users understand, we're all suffering a bit of
magic deficiency.
Yeah, MD.
It's been really hard. I mean, I only had it for 4 days, but I felt very powerful, and now I feel very vulnerable and kind of weak and a little scared.
I mean, everybody suffers from ED every once in a while. Enchantment dysfunction.
Enchantment dysfunction.
I lean over to
Premature
Riona.
ejaculation.
I lean over to Riona. You're not the only one who feels that way.
Daisy.
Dan Daisy.
Max,
Oh, yes, dear.
what are you hiding from us?
I don't
Drink.
know. Can you be more specific?
Well, we're all
Exactly.
a little suspicious that your intentions may not be as sweet and as kind as you're portraying, and that you may have not told us the truth about Briona's parents or how things ended
How things ended.
with her parents.
Oh, just the parents. Well, I don't know. Again, I never knew. their justice and Riona's mother were an item. I know we all cared deeply for her. But
Were you in love with her too?
In a way, not romantically. Haven't felt that except once in my life. But
Great.
I'm sorry, dear.
Sorry.
What was that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I will say that my intentions is to go with you and try to sort out this business with the orbs. Now that we have one in our possession and we know of 2 others in a location at least, then I think that would be a good starting place. And I think I might be able to lend a hand with my historic knowledge and maybe a trick or 2.
And he kind of flourishes his one and only hand, but like only a little puff of smoke comes out, and he's like,
maybe not. I'm suffering from ED. I'm sorry.
Happens to the best of us.
Those misfires are a bitch, huh?
Have you been working on the sign this whole time, Haskar?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, looking good.
How much have you been drinking?
1 sip of ale so far.
1 soup. But yes, it is.
And I'm a dwarf.
Nice. You've got a nice little layer of wood curls around your chair and on your lap.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
I hope that explains some of it to you, Miss Daisy. I
Just wanted to give others a little bit more comfort.
I did omit certain things, unfortunately, with Riona, but it was done from a place of affection and genuine concern. If you're asking about your grandmother, yes, I do know her, if only by her reputation. She's very useful at getting information. She knows things and has a knack for acquiring more information.
She's scary as shit.
Indeed, she is quite. And,
Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. I hope never to meet her face to face, but we do on occasion converse via her friends.
I love her dearly, but she scares me.
Did she ever make you feel like this small with just a look?
I think she made me that small with just a look.
Oh dear, I don't doubt it. Very well.
Dude, if no one has any more questions, might I make a suggestion?
Certainly.
We find the owlbear and find out if this town has a bathhouse.
Oh, that would be nice.
Lovely.
I mean, I had a small basin at my home, but unfortunately it only fits me really. Maybe Rusty, definitely not us together. That would be awkward. But yes, I believe that bathhouse would be nice. Warm the old bones up.
What are the rest?
So there's one here.
I don't know. I'm rarely in town, and it's usually only to see a couple of people at any given moment, if I even come into town. But we can ask around.
So
I second that.
I get a rag out and spit on it and wipe Rusty's face off.
He's in the booster seat.
See, you're all clean.
Nuggy crumbs all over.
Look, you're a dwarf. You might get it a little bit. I'm nose to butthole with most of these people.
I get it, but
I
was
told
just
you I would
helping
give you
out. I mean,
upsies.
we don't. That way, we don't have to pay for you to take a bath. It's all done.
I want to go take a bath.
I want to take a bath. Not with Riona.
Well, we would do the like in the books, right? The communal bath. It's like one big bath, and we all just get in it and we talk.
Oh, there was one back in the days in a southern climate. We were on the trail of a wyvern, a celestial wyvern, and it was the eggs that we were after. And there was this bathhouse, and it fit our entire group of 30 plus people, and it was so relaxing. And there was this group of people that blew bubbles. And there was a very large Nubian man who named Cakes, I believe his name was. I don't remember, but
How
yes.
about Rusty? Go get Scrack, and I will turn to the nice young dwarf lady and ask if there's a bathhouse here.
So as you do, she
Get out of your little booster seat.
she's holding all these empty pitchers and just completely looking at a loss. She looks over at the bartender, who's like, I ain't got no more. I mean, I got some mead. I've got some of the like skunk squill. I mean,
we don't need any more.
Mead.
No, you don't need any more. What we need is a bathhouse.
She
You
looks
ask
at you
them,
and
I'll
goes,
go get the owlbear.
A bathhouse of mead.
No.
Yeah, we don't have one of those fancy bathhouses. There is an inn that has a bath in it, but we're
Is there a giant body of water near here?
Yes, it's called the ocean.
Like within walking distance?
Everything's in walking distance. It just depends on how long you want to walk.
I laugh. I stand up and like dust off the shavings. I say in Dwarvish, is there a place that we can go to take the stench off of our bodies?
The inn's probably the best place.
Thank you.
They have about 5 basins. I don't know. I mean, I definitely think that most of you can fit in them.
I hand her 2 gold and say, I'm sorry for the mess, and I'm sorry for the juggling that you've had to do all night. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is going to go a long ways. I'm planning on going to school and learning some of the arts soon. Hopefully, if my uncle will let me go. I hate him so much. Anyway,
we can make him let you go.
Oh no, it's not that type of no, it's more of
okay. I just making sure.
So Rusty, have you left?
Yes.
Okay. So you hear as he wanders off to the door. Scrack, you're at the stables, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're at the stables, hauling oats. They were tied up. They are with you. They're smart. They can figure out that they just had the strap looped around the post. So they pulled it off. They follow you.
Oats would figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. But
Paul, on the other hand,
he has to be led by Oats.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so what are you doing, Scrack?
Just trying to get some rest in the stables, hanging out, trying to stay out of everybody's view, wrapped up in my blanket, and just gonna stay in the stall with Hall and Oates.
Okay, so not a big deal. The stable is open sided, so it's not like a well-made stable that will be warm and cozy year round. But there's stacks of hay and you find a nice little area to put your big shaggy ass in. And Hall and Oates kind of snuggle up next to you, and the warmth of your natural owlbear body plus Hall and Oates on either side of you, even though the other animals that are currently in the stable are a little afraid of getting near you, they still come a little near you because you're just radiating that much heat. if you could make,
Boy, I like to snuggle with him.
if you
Whoa,
could
whoa,
make a perception for me.
Perception.
Yes.
I can do that. How's a 25?
25 is fantastic. Who are you and what have you done with Scrack?
It's
So-
always been Scrack. This is just not Harry.
Right. So as the llamas are flanking you and you are nestled in, your eyes open and look over just in time to see Rusty poking his haberdashery head in, and
Don't eat me. Scrack.
What's up?
We're all gonna go do some stupid shit. You want to come? Don't worry, it'll be safe.
Yeah, I think I better.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right. I get up, make sure the llamas are tied. You
Hey,
guys don't get in any trouble.
Scrack,
Hmm?
do you drink alcohol?
No.
Do you want to?
Scrack with the 25. It's getting on in the day, but while there has been this sepia over the sky,
Hmm.
kind of like Jersey on a summer day, you do hear the fluttering of wings. You've heard it all day. You heard it throughout the night. A lot less birds now, but also a lot less flapping, as a bird just completely drops about 10 feet behind Rusty.
Hmm. Drops out of the sky dead.
Yep. Followed by another one. Dozens of birds begin raining down, dead.
I don't think this is a time for stupidity.
You
Go
also
get the
notice,
others.
you also notice, because of your owlbear sense of smell,
Mm-hmm.
these birds are already rotting. As Rusty, you feel the first fly land on your face and crawl.
Okay,
Go
I'm gonna go get the others.
Go get the others. So I don't want to eat these birds.
Definitely not.
I look at them. They're all rotting. They all look like they've died a couple of days ago, kind of thing. Or
They are definitely rotting, some more than others. There's no way they should have been able to fly. You can see that there are flies crawling out of eye sockets and maggots pouring out of them.
Oh, fuck.
They
DM.
sorry.
He's painting a picture.
I'm
Right.
painting a
World building.
picture
The
with
word
Thor.
picture. That's what
But
Justin
yes.
does. All right. I look around. Do I see or smell anything foul that could be causing this?
Aside from the birds themselves, and they are raining all throughout the town, you do see people sticking their heads out of their booths, the open air booths, and even some shops, people are coming out onto the covered porches to look. There's definitely an odor to these birds.
Are they coming from a particular direction?
Same direction as they were when there were huge flocks of them.
So
There's still some flying above you, but there's a steady fall of bird bodies.
there's still something wrong in the woods.
As I am running back to Mcdougal's, I'm going to reach in my backpack and take out my pink umbrella.
That you got from the bag of holding.
All right.
And once it's open, I will then run back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna trot on to the tavern.
All right. As you bob and weave around, it's not a long distance, it's a very short distance. But as you get in there, you do see 6 or so people plus your party. The door opens, they're all sitting there, still eating, still drinking, having conversation. You see Haskar putting away his tools. Torsten is leaning back a little further in his seat than he probably should. Riona is just kind of looking at Max and the piece of paper back and forth.
Yeah. So, coming in the door.
Daisy would probably notice you coming through the door first.
Yeah. They're like, there's something bad going on outside.
And
I think there's something we left unfinished.
well, tell us what's happening, Sprack.
The birds are dying. And they're dying unnaturally.
Any specific or just all of them?
I get up and stick my head out the window, see if I can see what he's talking about.
Most all of them. I go outside and get a bird.
Oh,
a little maggoty bird.
Okay. No real need to go out too far. As you open the door, one hits the ground near the opening and bounces in. Its head is turned, broken neck. You see the maggots, and there is definite stench.
Yeah.
Look at Rusty. What the fuck did you do?
I look at Max. Have you seen this before?
Oh dear, I can't say that I've seen this particular phenomenon before.
So maybe we don't go to the inn and we all stay here and not get hit with dead maggoty birds?
I look at Rusty again and go, see, aren't you glad I already gave you your bath, little boy? It's okay.
There's a foul stench. I don't think we wait this out.
So you hear people making exclamations as these birds are falling from the sky. Some people are being pelted with them as they're running from shop to shop, trying to get back to their home or trying to put their wares away, trying to just salvage whatever they can to keep from being sullied by the foul. And you also
so bad, Justin.
I gotta throw bad ones out there too. I can't all.
Oh man, that was painful.
But as you
Rusty's
see people,
had worse.
That's true. But as you see people,
it's quantity, not quality.
That's true.
Let him finish.
As you see all these people scrambling, you do see a group of we'll say similarly gathered people as your group. There's about 5 individuals. They all look very lean, muscular, travel worn. They all have weapons, and one is wearing a dark blue cloak and has glowing green eyes, and they're running towards the tavern. As they get towards the door, they just slam it open the rest of the way and almost knock Rusty down, not even seeing him, but stop short when they see the owlbear standing there. And they look for a second at Scrack, and they look back up and they look around. Is there a back door? Someplace in the back that we can get out of here?
Why would you get out of here?
Is there a place? And the
Why?
barmaid goes, yeah, there's a back door. What are you? And they just start running through as fast as possible.
How close are we to them?
Thorn whip.
I was gonna say, sticking my foot out.
How do you know
See
they
if
did
you
anything?
trip some people.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the
Tables-
legs.
Tables
know
and
they
chairs
did
are being shoved out of the way as they're trying to get like straight line back to the back. But yeah, if you all want to take advantage of that.
Oh yeah.
I would like to take a
course
peek out
we
the
do.
door.
Yeah, I'm looking out the door what they're running from before I do anything else.
All right. So I know Rihanna, Daisy wanted to do something. Scrack, what are you doing? Oh, and Torsten.
It's not obvious to me that these guys did anything, so I'm looking up. I'm looking outside, and I'm just trying to see if there's anything else happening other than the dying birds. If there's
Okay.
see if there's anything coming, any increase or directionality to the smell, any sounds.
So I need Rusty, Haskar, and Scrack to make investigation or perception rolls. Torsten, what are you doing?
I'm using my my handy dandy can opener to grab one of the guys by their armor and what?
Okay, so
Wait
the
for
man
it.
in the can, the man in the can opener.
Yeah.
Yes. So Rihanna, what are you doing?
Thorn whip, and because it's totally important right now, I rolled a natural 20 for 28.
I rolled a natural 20 for 26.
Yay!
I rolled a 2 for 4.
21.
It evened out a little.
And Daisy, what are you doing?
Getting up to follow them.
All right. So as you stand and turn as the majority of the group is going past you, they bump into your table. A lot of the unfinished food falls. I know you're like trying to put some napkins around some to take later, put in your satchel for later. But yeah, they bump into you and you're like, hey, and you start to follow them. You do see one guy, a pauldron flies off and is just stuck to the man in the can opener that Torsten whipped out. And Riona lashes one around the ankle. You see the person in the blue cloak just go oh, and start coming back.
Horror movie.
Yeah. So as you three are witnessing this, Rusty, Haskar, and Scrack, you look outside. Outside is a bunch of falling birds.
Mhm.
The street is being littered with them. But you do hear screams coming from further back.
All right, I head towards the screams.
All right. So you're going outside?
No, Scrack.
Just get him clean.
Yeah.
So as you are going out, you see people screaming and running towards you, or at least in your direction, not directly towards you. As these shrieks are coming from behind, some definitely human and in pain. Others are almost a hollow sounding shriek. You've not heard anything like this before, but you see half a body get flung into view and slams against a wall before sliding down, leaving a trail. And then a fairly large creature with a bulbous, fleshy shell, eyes are going down the back and sides. It has two heads that have separated from one, it appears. The jaw is extended out. There are 4 tongues whipping around with barbs at the end, and they are very muscular. You see that it has 2 legs and 2 arms, but like 3 smaller arms that are tucked around each of the appendages. The skull has no flesh on it, but the rest is very fleshy. It looks towards the crowd that's running, and it gives another loud scream as you see more of the same crawling across the sides of the building, looking around. One lashes out its tongue, grabs somebody, and pulls it into him. As it pulls into him, the person is broken in half, slides in, and you see another arm start coming out of the side.
I just wanted a shopping bathhouse episode.
Someone explain to me what the fart we're looking at.
Well, inside we don't see it. Only Scrack sees it.
Actually,
Correct.
I
I'm
was
running out the back with the other people trying
I
to get them
was-
to slow down and talk to me.
Oh,
going
they
with
stopped.
Scrack. I didn't
yeah.
want to interrupt Justin because I was like, no, he's gonna go on a roll.
Yeah. So the ones that were running have stopped when they had one person have a piece of their armor fly off, and another one being thorn whipped back towards the entrance. They
8
spin
points of
around.
damage, by the way.
That's fine. I'll note it. So the person in the blue cloak is like, what are you doing? We've got to get away. Yeah. And starts like hacking at their own leg with a small knife.
Why are you running?
That, and they point out towards the door. You see over the back of Scrack these several of these creatures now. You see 5 of these creatures. 2 are on the main street itself, the other 3 on the sides of the various buildings. And as they are crawling, they are snatching people and gobbling them up and assimilating them. You see another skull bulge out of shoulder. Another jaw opens up and tongues come out. They are clunky, but very fast and very agile.
I look at Scrack. I think we should go because fuck this. Where's the shop that I was gonna get making the sign for?
Oh, it's that way.
The way towards them.
Not directly, but more to the left.
I give Hasgar a look and I sprint past him towards the stables. I gotta get Hall and Oates.
Okay. Well, the stable's actually behind the
I know, but the thing is, like, I go out to see. I
Yeah.
see him, and I just sprint the opposite direction away from him because I gotta go to Hall and Oates by
Okay.
myself.
I run to the shop, kick the door in.
So you're a
Split
little
the
far
party.
away from the shop than the creatures are from you. They do see as people are running away, they are chasing down individuals and assimilating them. They are these howling, distorted humanoids. There are wounds and scars all over their bodies. There's several arms end in thick, heavy, bloody fists. They don't have any like sharp points to them, no claws or anything like that, but they definitely do some major bludgeoning damage. And once they assimilate you, it's not good. But they do see Haskar running out of the tavern. One of them angles and leaps off of a building down towards the tavern itself, seeing more people trying to rush in. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going the other way, out of the tavern.
Okay.
As soon as I see Riona take off to outside by herself, I was like, damn it. And I go rushing after her.
Okay. You are also going out this way?
Yes.
They are coming from this direction. The shop is over this direction. Daisy, you were going to run out the back with the rest of them?
I made it to the door. What do I see out the back door first?
Out the back door? Pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's quiet. There's nobody really running. It's a back alleyway.
Okay, then I'm gonna pull my daggers and prepare my crossbow and quietly sneak down and look at the end to see what chaos is on the other side.
Okay.
To see maybe, go around and get behind whatever that total bullshit coming through the front door is.
Okay. So as you scale around one side of the building, you look down the main thoroughfare. You do see Haskar running towards a shop. Riona nearly bumps right into you with Torsten close on her heels. Rusty and Scrack are still up at the front, trying to get everybody everywhere. You do hear some laughter coming from behind you as you hear other voices go, "Oh crap!" And as they are trying to stop, suddenly their feet slip on the dirt path of the alleyway as they start to try to reverse course and run your direction, Daisy. You hear this sound from this horribly deformed creature who walks with thick human legs sprouting from the sides of their arched torso, and their face is just a toothy maw beneath piggish eyes, and the creature is draped in bizarre collection of fabrics and armor plating, and there's a brass humanoid head strapped to its hunched back with a pike sticking out of the top. It starts walking towards you, and while this is a horrible sight, its teeth are human teeth, but a much larger mouth than a humanoid has, and some of the teeth are pointed. And it looks at you all and starts smiling.
Ah, there you are.
And it starts running towards them on its 2 feet. It looks like it's wearing basically metallic high heels, but the toes are out of the front of it. It's a preening grillis. But yeah, that's
And
what
it's running towards me.
Yeah, it's chasing the people that you were following behind,
Oh.
and they are coming your direction. And yours, Rihanna, and soon yours, Torsten.
Oh my freaking goddess.
So it's coming down. I'm going this way.
Yeah, it's coming this way to Daisy, who's at the end of the shop. You are coming towards the end of the shop, trying to get to the stables behind, and Torsten is chasing after you. Meanwhile, Haskar is running for the shop that way, and Rusty and Scrack are up at the front of the tavern. And Rusty and Scrack, while you are seeing these large creatures running and jumping and climbing and sucking people into their double-jawed maw, you also can hear, "Yeah, gather more. Gather them all. Absorb them. Use their strength and make it ours." As you see this massive muscled humanoid with a horned skull, and it carries a reinforced spinal column of steel and bone, with a skull at the end as its weapon. It is partially goat, it is partially human, it is partially skull head, it has goat eyes, and its hooves are very sharpened at the ends, dipped in what looks like crude iron. Oddly enough, you can see its ribs are sticking outside of its body, and there is a mouth and an open maw down where the pelvic region would be, with a long flapping tongue as the mouth bites up and down.
I don't want to play anymore.
My wife's calling me. I gotta go.
Yeah. Later.
And now, as Torsten and Riona,
I charge
Rusty and Scrack, Haskar and Daisy, you all see these horrors before you. Welcome.
Don't do it.
To the first
Don't do it.
opening game of Sandy Peterson's Planet Apocalypse. Not sponsored.
Yeah.
But we are literally playing a game where hell has come home to stay. And that's where we're going to leave it for the night.
Nice rolling.
Oh, come on. We got another half hour. Come on. We started late. Come on.
Everyone give puppy face.
It's a short
no.
session this time because we did start late and we're ending a little early. However, if we went into
That's my fault.
if we went into battle now, it would
take
go well past our time.
All right. I'm charging that dickhead and we're gonna sort this out next week.
Would you guys like to see what they look like?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will
Yes.
send you some pictures.
Send those pictures and we'll add it on the streaming of it so that everyone can see it as well.
Heck yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, and Torsten will remember to do that this time.
Torsten would better.
Torsten, I'll bug you every day until
What are these called,
Friday.
Justin?
Currently the only one that has any weapons drawn.
Yes.
I have
from
those.
I'm
Stack,
ready
he's
to
always-
go.
I am a weapon.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
last
your
one
magic's
that
on
I-
the fritz.
the
I'm a
last
level
one
6
that I
commoner.
described is called a Bone Strike Underfiend.
All right. Say goodbye, everyone. And then
Oh
we
no,
will-
let's get the
Okay.
reaction of what these
Oh,
beasts
yeah.
look like if our
We'll-
DM can send them out fast enough.
Oh, I'm sending them right now. So that one, and that
I'm
one.
looking through the PDF.
That's what I'm looking for right now, too.
I figured that's why you asked. But
Yeah.
as soon as it sends, it's sending.
Yeah. You know, look,
Sent.
There we
yeah,
go.
Sandy doesn't deliver
Oh,
Oh,
fun.
shit.
Jeez.
on
the fuck
fun
is-
cuddly things.
What?
Yeah,
Well, that's a party.
that
So-
is.
Hey, a
I
I
puppy.
make a lot of homebrew creatures that you guys get to play around with, but
want
this
them
is
to pet.
all Sandy Peterson from Peterson
Uh-huh.
Games.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys are finally high enough level where we can do this.
No,
Mhm.
no, we're not.
Yeah.
From the mind that
you
brought
No.
you Doom and Quake and Age of Empires, oddly enough.
weirdly enough. Yeah.
Can't tell if I went to third, the second middle
Well,
one, or the
Bruce,
third one.
Bruce
is a
Shelley
cookie.
started Age. Sandy, I think, joined after Age 1
Okay,
and worked on 2.
The
and
one
3,
with the
I think.
onk looking thing coming out of its back.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
first 5 things that you saw crawling across the
Yeah.
city.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
So there's
And
5
the-
of those.
And the weird little thing with the woman on its head.
There's
Yeah.
one of those chasing after you and the group of people that you were following.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I'll be throwing those motherfuckers in front of me.
They're
Sorry.
already in front.
No, behind me. I will turn them around.
We are-
I can run faster than they can.
and then we got Demon Dude, the Fiend.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is. And that's a tongue.
Yeah, looks like
Mhm.
a tongue coming out of a pelvis mouth.
You know, after
really-
last
Have
campaign, I'm not
nightmares.
surprised.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. These
Sometimes
should
a pelvis
be, these
tongue
should
is
be,
just a pelvis
these
tongue.
should become fading in and out as we're talking about it. So
Oh my.
we're gonna call it a
God.
night. Good night,
Love you
everybody.
guys.
Good
Have a good
night.
one. Have a good
dreams.
rest, brother.
We're gonna die.
Of your faces.
We're so gonna die.